game, it's probably just going to fall flat entirely. And
Yeah,
even
but
then,
it's like the plot that we do have, like I don't think there's anything in any of those plots that are going to be safe for modern audiences. Like we got
No.
incest, we got genocide, we got
The other genocide,
the other
eugenics,
genocide. Yeah,
There's-
the eugenic
the guy-
genocide.
The
There's
guys
like
who literally goes
Elden
fuck and
Ring's
fucks
got like
herself.
Elden Ring has a handful of genocides, and that's kind of worrying now that I'm saying that out loud.
yeah. There's a number of genocides.
Yeah, there's enough material to make a movie from Elden Ring. Like, there's all the shit that Grimm wrote for the backstory and world setting. There's some of the stuff that we see happening in the background while the Tarnished is doing their own thing.
Yeah, but I don't
I
think
wanna
that that's like movie worthy, you know?
I want to see
wait,
post
wait.
chatting more got fucking beating down
No.
the gun.
Oh, no, you know what I want? I want a 1.5 to 2 hour long movie that is just
Radon and
Radahn's
his
career.
horse adventure.
I just want Radahn's
True.
career up until Millennia strikes that final blow where he finally goes insane. And that's where the movie cuts.
Do
Yeah,
do
but-
like a little. Do Millennia do the final cut, and then the after credit sequence is you see someone completely indistinct silhouette in the distance, and then Patches has left the battle.
Yeah, the bosses also get they also get those messages.
Who the fuck is Patches?
Sounds like Patches was a punk ass bitch.
Fades out of reality, gives you the peace symbol. I'm remembering this.
Mm-hmm.
Patches, I'm gonna
Oh.
live with that, cause at least I'm gonna live.
Oh, that's an interesting thing that just got dropped to me in another server. Night Rain is doing a collaboration with a bunch of content creators to make teams for the launch. One of the teams announced is Doki Birds and Treya and Lime Malicious.
Hey, glad Limes is getting shit.
Cool, I guess.
Was not expecting to a lot of Bandai, well, a lot of FromSoft info tonight apparently. So
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna
no,
now
she's
attack-
a
I'm
big
going
ol'
to now
fan.
attack them. I'm not talking to.
All
Okay.
right, so then your options tonight are Elden Ring or Harry
Hang on.
Potter.
Hang on, I gotta just say one thing.
Uh,
First of all, are we live?
of
Yes.
course we're live.
Glorious, beautiful. My sibling has once again managed to baffle me.
Oh,
So, there we are. We're having a conversation.
conversation's nice.
He starts doing the dance. You know,
The
the one
bathroom
that
dance?
children do when they have to go to the fucking bathroom.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, do you need to take a piss? He's like, yeah, hang on, I'll be right back. And I'm like, why did you let it get to this point? He's like, well, I thought it was my underwear bunching up.
What?
Fucking really?
I asked him how A correlates to B. And he's like, well, I work at a warehouse all day. It's called sweaty ball. And I'm just like, you are making this so much worse for yourself.
No. Hang on. He gets a pass.
No, he doesn't.
No.
I work in a warehouse
No,
all day. And
what?
he doesn't.
No, yeah, I worked in a warehouse all day myself, and I had sweaty balls, and I never felt the overwhelming confusion of my balls are sweaty and I have to pee. You know what? And I think he is the 1 in 1 million chance. I think the pee is stored in the balls for him.
Yeah.
Could be.
No, yeah, the only time that has a vague feeling, I guess, is after like getting off a machinery and it makes your underwear like kind of twist. But that's if you don't step off. That's if you slide off.
No, he works. He does parts picking, so he's not on machinery.
Yeah. Yeah. No, my work also does that. Yeah. No, he's on foot or on a pallet jack or just a standing machine. So yeah, no.
Yeah, it was
Well, I mean,
just
in other absolute garbage media news, that Lilo and Stitch movie.
what?
The
Okay,
original.
of
the
course
only
it
one
was
they ever
going to
made.
be garbage.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But on the flip side, like, Jesus Christ.
The trailers had potential because it was like this looks like it might be a faithful recreation. And then the movie dropped. And I've heard about the ending now. Someone
Yeah,
expanded on the ending, Sneaky.
yeah.
You
What
didn't
did they
explain.
do?
Oh, yeah, Sneaky didn't explain this to me. In the live action remake, Nani gives Lilo over to the state.
What?
What?
Bullshit.
Yeah. I told you.
That goes against their
What
entire thing, the entire
what
premise
what's
of the movie.
what Sneaky specifically told me. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Because Sneaky and I actually had a handful of discussions today. Yeah, the older sister orphans her younger sister so she can be a girl boss and pursue her dreams. Didn't explain how the abandonment happened, and oof.
That is
I mean, I thought that was
Oh,
pretty
that's
clear.
fucking dumb.
that's the fucking opposite of Ohana
Yep.
means family, motherfucker. It does
Yeah.
not mean
Yep.
leave your child. It does not mean leave your kid's sister
Literally,
with the state.
literally the entire point of Lilo and Stitch is no matter what your family is like, they are your family and you should stick with them through thick and thin. That was literally the message of Lilo and Stitch.
Aloha.
Yes.
Ohana means family, and family never gets left behind.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
also about how families
They
can
literally
be more.
say it multiple
They do.
times.
Yeah,
I would say it's also about how
spell it out.
family can be more than the people that you physically are related to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess they're saying the
Uh,
state is her family now.
oh, yeah, I'm also seeing a claim that they decided to leave Jumba as a villain.
Oh,
What?
Yeah, Jumba doesn't get to have a
So-
redemption arc. Despite
well,
being one of
no.
Isn't him and
despite being
Pleakley humans as well? They didn't actually even dress them up as aliens.
No, they're still aliens.
Oh, thank
They
God,
did
because I saw a single
something.
picture.
I think they did something different with Fleekley.
Gantu? Oh, Pleakley.
But yeah, but I guess apparently Jumba, a man who, to my knowledge, hasn't actually gotten anyone killed with his experiments and has not gone out of his way to make the experiments kill people, isn't allowed to have a redemption arc at all. For some reason, despite being
Wow.
one of the least objectionable.
Oh, I mean,
Disney
that's a
villains
very
for
easy
redemption.
one, Max. He's an ugly fat man.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, yes,
Well,
that makes
you
They
know,
sense.
gave they gave the asshole space cop a redemption arc in
Yeah.
the movie, the original movie. I want to be clear.
Yes.
I wonder if they took that away from him in the remake as well.
They gave the cop
Probably.
a redemption.
Yeah,
Gantu was
Gantu is
cut from the
gone.
movie. Yeah. So yeah, he's not even in the movie.
Are you kidding me? Gantu's great. Why the fuck would you cut him?
Because he's a cop.
He
So is
spends the
Pleakley.
movie as a bad. You could have at least kept him as a bad guy.
So is Pleakley, and he's in the
Oh.
movie.
Yeah, but you gotta keep in mind, Atin, with these sorts of people and the political reasonings they have, literally, so I've actually, so this is gonna be a little bit off topic. We're gonna rearrange to Harry Potter in a second. I was told that I was promoting Nazism for in a conversation saying that the Nazis were bad
Huh?
because I was bringing
because
them
you
up.
acknowledged them.
Yes, because I acknowledged that they existed, I was promoting them.
Yeah, that's fucking dumb. Was this on Space Medals?
Yes.
That explains it.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, and
sorry.
the woman social worker, yeah, it was a whole
Bubbles-
fucking shit show.
Bubbles was made a
What?
CIA.
He always was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I
actually
don't think so.
Uh,
No, he actually showed up as actual Child Protective Services. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Before
I
the
always thought that
aliens
was a
showed
joke.
up. I think he might have been
no,
working.
no,
two
Bubbles
jobs.
is
I'm
a
not
CIA agent who was retired and then became a CPS agent.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
That is
Former
his
CIA
retirement.
agent. Yep.
He used to
I'm pretty
deal
sure
with
for
the
racial
aliens.
reasons, I'm pretty sure we can blame racial reasoning as well for that one. So I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure we can blame it.
Huh?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. But I mean, with every other fucking change they've made in this movie so far, I'm pretty sure we can blame them being racist somehow.
Mm.
Probably.
So
Bubbles is a
anyway,
CIA.
is everyone's bingo cards ready?
Yes. And if we're giving a choice, I'd rather go Harry Potter because the last time we got Elden Ring, we didn't really get much.
Oh yeah, we didn't get anything. We're doing Harry Potter. All right, so Harry Potter. So the first story of the night, ladies and gentlemen, of Harry
It's
Potter
female author.
is female author.
Of course.
Her snakebite heart. Okay.
Don't have
Man, that
female
fucking
author.
cover. I gotta say that fucking cover. That is peak female
Fem-
author, Barnes and Noble, direct to book.
Mhm. That is just slop a romance novel cover.
Yeah. Eleanor Seymour was a rarity in Slytherin, a half-blood with a Muggle father who was the Duke of Norfolk. Of course he was a duke. And a wizard grandfather once counted among the Sacred 28 before marrying a beautiful Muggle. When George Wesley landed himself in detention with Slytherin's mysterious Duchess, he hadn't expected to be so intrigued by her chocolate eyes.
Not
Yeah, this is
18.
female author syndrome. You can just go ahead and everyone can mark that right down right now.
I already tried, I don't have it.
Ugh,
Unfortunate.
unfortunate. Wait, do we have female author? There it is. Oh, so actually, you know what? Speaking of female author syndrome, we had a funny moment. I don't know if Max saw this one, but I recently saw a video from Asmongold where he did a little showcase video, where he was watching a video from a creator called The Background NPC, and she had only 300 subscribers at the time of watching the video. She now has 50K after Asmon.
Not a background
Oh, hold
NPC
on.
anymore, is she?
No, hold on. I gotta knock
For a
at the
second,
door.
for a second, I was worried. I was like, Asmund, what did you fucking do?
Hello. Sorry, I'll be heading up to the Catskills of New York for my grandmother. Thank you.
That's
All right.
We all heard it.
No, that was someone knocking at my door to invite me to church.
Ah. Trying to
No,
save your soul.
no church.
Well, I'll be going to Protestant church up in the Catskills.
Mm,
Oh,
okay.
deeply unfortunate.
Yes. Both in the church choice and the fact that I'll be in the Catskills. Except I won't be.
Why couldn't this summary fucking, instead of dark chocolate eyes, have fucking a gem for the eyes?
Chocolate gems.
Dark chocolate eyes instead of something like fucking dark onyx eyes or something like that.
Oh,
Damn it.
yeah, of course, sure. What was I
Hey,
saying?
you know what? I'll
before the
give the
knock?
author credit. I have never
Oh, right,
seen
female
dark
authors.
chocolate eyes before. Not seen that one. I've run
I
into
have.
gems, orbs, crystals, the ocean.
I've seen dark chocolate before, mostly in female romance novels. Now, as far as I say, female authors. So, she was making a video about, how she didn't like a lot of female characters in games anymore because they were ugly, mannish, bossy, bitchy,
Fair.
and basically generally people you don't aspire to, aren't inspiring, aren't pretty, etc. Right? And
So
of
the
course,
usual complaints.
yeah, sure, but it's like coming from a girl this time, so it's like because everyone
Yeah.
always whenever a guy says it, everyone's
it's
like,
just
"Oh, you're just
men."
sexualizing them." So it was a little bit different, and she well articulated all of her points. It was like a 15-minute video, so it was pretty solid time all overall. Well articulated, great stuff overall. Used examples, fun stuff. But there was one point of contention in the whole video that I agreed with Asmund on, that she responded to Asmund's disagreement on, and that would be Triss Marigold from The Witcher.
What about Triss?
So, her opinion is that Triss is a wonderful woman who's pretty and charming and great and, blah, blah, blah. And how her romance with Geralt was so cute, etc. And Asmund stops the video and goes, "Yeah, but none of that matters because she's a cheating whore who betrayed her friend to date the guy the second he had amnesia."
Yeah, no, she's a piece of shit.
And her response was like, "I don't understand where he's coming from that. I guess we'll just have to disagree." And I mean, I left a comment and I was just like, "Look, don't take it personally. It was just a male understanding of Triss versus a female understanding of Triss. That's just all it is. It's like, and the understanding of Triss doesn't separate the fact that she is a good character. She is a nuanced good character.
Sure, but she's also exactly as described.
Right. But that's what we as men look for, and then her as a woman, see her woman, pretty, powerful, getting the guy she wants.
Me.
It doesn't matter if I have to betray everyone in my way to do it.
Now, here's the thing. I think someone's opinion of Triss changes wildly based on what your introduction to Triss Marigold is.
I mean, you're not wrong. Certainly, you can have initially, I definitely had a favorable opinion of Triss when I was first introduced to her because I wasn't aware of the lore. But when I did learn of the lore, I was like, "Oh, she's a bitch."
Still as bad as some of the others in the sorceress's house or whatever, but
oh, absolutely, like one of the least worst offenders. Like some of the other ones were just absolutely like goddamn terrible people. But like I said, but most of them were nuanced characters, and if they weren't nuanced, they were correctly portrayed as villains. I guess I could say. Like they weren't comically villainous. They were villains with plans that were quite evil by the plan's nature, and not like they weren't evil because they were like, "Ha ha ha, I'm gonna kick 1,000 babies." They were evil because they were plotting a mass execution of authority figures across the known world so they could take advantage of the chaos to create a magocracy where they are the rulers.
Yeah, I would say Trish was not part of that. She was, in fact, explicitly opposed to that.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Though, is like they weren't comically evil. They were if they weren't nuanced, like Triss or Yennefer or etc. They were competently evil, I guess is the best way to put it.
Well, one of the most evil people in all of The Witcher is also one of the most kind people to Geralt. which is oh fuck, the king. I can't remember his name.
The one that wants
Nilfgaard.
to, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yes, the Nilfgaard king. But I'm talking about the one who's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the Nilfgaard King, isn't it?
No,
No.
Nilfgaard
The
King.
Nilfgaard king is distressingly sane.
Yeah.
I'm Ren? No.
Yeah.
Redania, the king of Redania.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
I know who you're talking.
Fuck if I
his
can
name
remember
either.
that asshole's name.
But yeah. Anyway, my point being is that it was very amusing to see the female perspective on that character, where it's like we definitely are only disagreeing about this character simply because of the point of view, and not because the character is actually bad and you are coping about it being good. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue that morally she's quite a bad person.
Yes, but you know a lot of women in your life.
Yes. Most of them were quite kind, faithful, and loyal.
Well, until they have opportunities like Triss.
Mm-hmm. That tends to be how it goes.
I mean, okay, look, I could go into a lot of stuff involving my brother, his girlfriend, other men, and myself. But yeah, look, the ones that I know happen to have been better than that, apparently. Regardless.
Oh yeah. Again, this is not a all. This is a.
Yeah, no, I know. I was just gonna say it. Look, we can safely say that, regardless of the average woman, Triss Marigold is a fucking asshole.
She is a sterling example of the average woman, some might even say.
Yes.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're here to read about this person's obsession with George Weasley. It's got a whopping 45 favorites. Was posted over the course of the past 5 years. It is completed, so despite everything I'm mocking this author for, 86 chapters, 150k words, and completed. Good for them. However, everything is questionable. So, you know, perspectives, I suppose. Yeah. Congratulations on finishing the race when you were the only racer.
Hey, in fairness, that's more than a lot of motherfuckers can do.
True.
Like, as long as that happens, you know, credit to him. You did
most
finish.
Most recent review, female author, female reader. I've read your work. It's all really great. Okay.
Cool, but I don't trust that.
I mean, what's their profile like? Oh, a picture of themselves?
Ooh.
Now I definitely don't trust it.
His war-stained lioness. Draco Malfoy returns. This is their other story. Draco Malfoy returns to Hogwarts changed after witnessing the Dark Lord's rise. Disillusioned and quietly watching the rise of mixed blood magic. While he's paired with Hermione Granger in ancient runes, the last thing he expects is to question everything, or to start wanting the one girl he was raised to hate. She was supposed to be his rival, not his reason for love. Yeah.
Okay. Objectively speaking, if there's one thing that's going to make the ultra racist reconsider their opinions, it's probably literally Hitler coming back from the grave and agreeing with them.
No. Fucking Voldemort is not literally Hitler. He's way worse than Hitler.
Okay. Fine. Worse than Hitler.
Like, if Hitler and Voldemort were equal, Hitler would have been like World War II probably wouldn't have happened. Shit would have been way different.
Mhm.
Hitler's immortal.
Hitler still would have been on just as much drugs, though.
Oh, absolutely. No, there would be a lot more drugs involved as well, which is saying something for the Germans.
Mhm.
There was a lot of
Did
drugs.
a lot
involved.
of drugs, kids.
They were on a
Pervitin.
lot of drugs. Yeah. No, Pervitin was the Finnish Polish. They just straight up handed out meth. It was just called meth.
Pervitin was also the Germans.
Was it? I thought there was meth in chocolate.
Pervitin was meth, just in pill form. It was also chocolate, yes.
Yeah.
Guys, don't worry. It's meth, but it's chocolate.
Chocolate meth.
Do you not want chocolate meth? No, I don't. You're weird.
Invented
Troll.
by Germans, of course. Okay,
Alright,
Pervitin. Oh yeah, Pervitin was Germans. Okay, how about that? Yeah. Tablets of meth. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's spin the wheel again. Where are we going?
It was what's his name? The sniper, I think it was, who got a hold of some German's stash of Pervitin, said, "Fuck it, we ball," ate the whole thing because it was
No,
all
that wasn't a
frozen and
German
stuck
stash.
together.
No, that wasn't a German stash. That was his deployment's ration. Like, so
Anyway, it was a great big chunk of the stuff, and he just downed the whole thing and stayed awake for, what was it, a week straight?
Yeah, something like weeks, 2 weeks, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, tweaked out of his fucking mind, skis with a broken leg into a German holding facility, breaks his entire squad out, driving with a broken leg. Finish, yeah. First documented. Yeah, okay. First documented case of overdosing on meth. During combat. Okay. I guess that's the qualifier. During combat. Yeah, I guess you're usually too busy being shot.
Listen. For what he did, I guess the only thing I really have to say is what we already knew, which is meth is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, it's a hell of a drug. Yeah, that shit's a little bit crazy for me. But anyway, yeah, so I mean this is just this is just something else, man. Anyway, yeah, so let's read some of this and then we'll move on. Come on, George. We've got to be back before one of the professors nabs us, Fred muttered, clutching a stash of butterbeer bottles and several bulging bags of choco balls and acid pops. The twins had just helped clinch Gryffindor's Quidditch win against Ravenclaw, thanks in no small part to Harry's Patronus spectacularly scattering Marcus Flint and his gang mid-match. The common room had erupted like a box of exploding snap. Even Hermione, buried under a mountain of third-year subjects and usually joined at the hip with a textbook, had cracked open a butterbeer. But, best of all, their final would be against Slytherin, a prospect that George was counting down the days till March. Okay, so yeah, anyway. Blah, 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 statue shut, trapping George's leg? Non-lethally? I'm hard now, which means they're writing with AI. I don't know. It doesn't feel like AI to me.
Yeah, it doesn't feel AI
There's
right
too
now.
much
I am
spacing.
Also, I'm reasonably certain
Yeah.
that Gryffindor of all places, Hogwarts in general of all places,
Yeah.
would have a fucking safety door.
I mean,
Like-
yes, but no. I don't. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, there's plenty of cases of the stairs hurting kids. So I don't think that the door would somehow be safer, especially because this door is a secret door that's supposed to be secret and not safe.
I suppose, but still,
but
it's
I
just
mean,
like,
yeah. I
re-
mean,
like,
I
oh,
get
the
you. Yeah.
door trapped a leg.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
don't know,
Anyway, so George has a broken fucking leg.
It should, but apparently doesn't. I think I heard something. Strained to listen. Miss Norris, I'm done for. Fred, go. He scrambled. What does he hear? Statue relented. Releasing with his ankle with a click. Wait, so it closed on his ankle and somehow didn't fucking shatter it?
Or take off his foot.
Or take off. True. But yeah, I mean, it's just. I was. Yeah, I don't think this is AI. Speaking of AI, though.
I think it's just bad.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's competently written. I just don't buy the scenario. Speaking of AI, World of Warcraft recently introduced AI into the game. It's called Players. No, I'm just kidding. No, kind of though. So World of Warcraft recently introduced a new button that you can place on your action bar called the one button.
Oh yeah, the do my
Mhm.
combos for me button.
Yep, and that
Yeah.
all it does is make the professionals who are good at doing the combos slightly slower. Like for new players, they can just press that and not play the game.
Effectively, yeah. So basically, I'll try and bring Paint up here. Actually, is there a web paint I can use? Yeah, yeah. Great. Thank you, JS Paint. So yeah, basically what we have, right, is we have the one button DPS, and then we have player skill DPS, right? So red line is player skill. So the actually good players gain nothing from the one button. But the one button DPS and action bar is basically it's got a built-in delay to it, so it doesn't just do all of the abilities properly, so that's why it's a constant steady line. It produces a median well, it's not median, fuck. What is it
Mediocre.
called? Well, no, it's not mediocre actually. It's like it's actually not that far behind the top players in DPS.
Yeah.
Which is really funny because a
Is it?
lot of players are finding out how bad at their class they are when
yeah.
their
Wow.
DPS, like some of these players are like, "Oh, well, how much DPS is it going to give me really? I think my rotation's pretty good." And they're like actually down here. They're like doing 1k DPS, right? And the bar is giving them 10.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, what do you mean I'm in the lowest percentile of DPS? What do you mean I can't play my class? Free!
Mhm.
Yeah, so the AI is taking over playing the MMO for you. And my response is, you're fucking stupid.
I mean, here's
Yeah.
the thing, right? From a accessibility standpoint, this is a fine change, right? Because there are people who genuinely lack the physical ability, for whatever reason, to do a correct rotation, or even come close to doing a correct rotation, right?
Okay.
Muscle fatigue, fucked up bones, fucked up hands, missing a hand, whatever, right? Cool, great.
Sure.
They can push the button. And for a bunch of people that suck, well, this is also great news, because guess what? You still suck. But at least now you're not dead weight, as long as you let the AI push the button for you.
I mean, sure, but I'm kind of
Then you get a bunch of people
anti-accessibility.
pushing buttons.
Yeah, I think that's the position I'll call. I think that's what I'll call my position, anti-accessibility. I think that if you are in a position where if they came out with the one touch button, right? So this is where I would agree with you at. If they came out with one touch button, and we'll call this the shit line. So I'm gonna draw it in brown. If one touch button came out and it was down here, I'd be like, okay, I'm fully behind it, right?
Mhm.
Accessibility, the lowest of the lows are capable of now playing the game to a mediocre level, right? That'd be one thing. But we're not there. We're at the black line. We're at a almost over 50% of the player base is worse than the AI doing a simple rotation. I think that says less about accessibility and more that the boss designs, that the level designs, that the class structure, that the education on the class itself, that the talent structure, that basically every single game mechanic in your game is being performed incorrectly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that on a player's end. I mean that on a developer end. I think if the developers have to come up with a autoplay solution to their game, they're programming the game wrong. Like, WoW's
Yeah,
not a
I
gacha
mean-
game. Don't get me wrong, I love autoplay. I'm a big fan of autoplay, but I use my autoplay in gacha games. I use my autoplay in idle games. WoW is not a gacha game.
No.
It's not an idle game. It's supposed to be a massive multiplayer online role-playing game. Whether that role is DPS or Blood Maxer, the Knight of Death, that's up to you. But at the end of the day, if you want to kill Sartharion, God of Fire, well, you gotta figure out how to play your in-game role, which is DPS, or tank, or healing. But the onus is only so much on the player. If learning how to heal is too difficult for most people, that's a game dev problem. If
Yeah, and that's
figuring
fair.
out how to play your class is too difficult for most people, that's a game dev problem. If everyone has to load into the raid with 97 different add-ons, on-screen text that blares in neon lights and plays police sirens every single time the boss does some random ability and then highlights on your screen where you're supposed to run because the on-screen visuals are so dog shit and you can't understand half the stuff that's going on in the game anymore, that's a game dev problem.
Absolutely. But here's my counterpoint. In absence of these people fixing their game, because the WoW devs are committed to dog shit.
I think the game should die.
Yes. No, I wasn't going to say it shouldn't. What I was going to say was, until the game dies, well, you gotta do, right? It doesn't hurt anyone by letting people who are otherwise incapable
No,
of
I
playing
think
the
it
game
does.
play the game. But Sneaky,
It hurts the culture.
the culture's already fucked.
Yeah, but it's gonna get fucked more because you gotta keep in mind, WoW is still considered the MMO. It is still culturally the MMO that everyone tries to beat. And when WoW did good, everyone tried to make MMOs. When WoW does bad, everyone stops trying to make MMOs. But everyone still looks to WoW as the weather vane on how to MMO.
Yeah.
And if WoW introduces a one-button autoplay, and it's successful, and it makes players come back to the game and talk positively about the game and earn, and we see an increase in revenue from WoW, that's hurting the culture in the long term again. Like WoW, if we want things to improve, WoW needs to die faster. Basically you slapped an Acme bandage over a gaping chest wound, and it's like, yeah, technically the wound is now bleeding less. It's like, wow, we've reduced the amount of bleed out from 5 liters a day to 2.5 liters a day. Like, well, you're still losing 2.5 liters, so now you're just going to ruin everyone's day for a bit longer. I just think it needs to die. I think it needs to die before it introduces new standards. Like, again, WoW introduced paid mounts. Like WoW made that popular. Everyone goes, "Oh, well, Bethesda, yeah, okay. Bethesda did it with a $5 horse, but no one really followed."
I would say, but that's just it. The horse armor was different. Here's the thing. That's, and I know you're not saying it right. The hypothetical straw man saying it is wrong because the mount was always there.
Yes.
All this was make your horse look pretty, and initially that's what WoW did. Here are the mounts you get in game.
Yeah.
And then the first thing they did was pay to make the mount pretty.
No, actually, the first thing they did was the first ever mount was in Burning Crusade. It was a flying starlight mount. Really dog shit looking. Nope, it was not free.
Huh.
Nope.
No.
It was $20. I believe
paid.
I don't think it was for a charity now. It might have been for a charity.
Was it?
I don't think it was. But either way, they still sold it, right? And after WoW started selling that shit, a lot of other companies jumped on board. Now that was a popular thing to do. Like before, it was like Bethesda kind of cracked the door open. Blizzard just fucking rammed a dump truck through it. And that made it so that, I mean, and again, yeah, sure, the Eastern Empire was also doing a lot of really, really scummy pay practices, but the Western Empire was generally not tolerating them whenever those games did come over to the West. But nowadays, I mean, you see shit like Black Desert Online and ArcAge, where they just straight up had a real dollar currency to in-game currency in-app purchase that you could just do. Before WoW did it, to be clear. Like, before WoW did it. And then WoW saw the West being accepting of it and said, oh, well, we're going to get in on that too. So I just think WoW needs to fucking die. It's the leader of the shit heap. It needs to crumble. But anyway, long diatribe short. Let's get back to why this story is not AI, and it is unfortunately handwritten garbage. Cheeky little Wessel. Where is the other one? We're not joined to the hip. Sure. Out past curfew. Blah, blah, blah. Weasley. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. They're blah, blah, blah. Detention. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah. Late again. 10 points from Gryffindor. Blah, blah, blah. Up their game. Stop staring at Slytherins. I wasn't. Today's potions. Miss Seymour. Yes, Professor. Weasley stirs. Direction. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so he spotted our, illustrious female main character, and he's entranced by them. First chapter didn't get to the point.
First chapter didn't get to the point?
Yeah, first chapter did not get to the point.
Do I have? I do not. I still only just have drinking.
First chapter does not get to the point. Excellent.
Does
Let's
it
see,
count
up
as historical
next.
fiction?
No,
No?
because this is
Damn.
taking place in Harry Potter with magic.
Yeah, fair enough.
Let the past die, kill it if you have to. True. I see it now. Must have been a false positive. 80% or more written by human. Yeah, pretty much. Artificial protect. Don't worry. This is the Harry Potter section. A prime real estate location for AI generated slop. Artificial protector. A box full of secrets and an indomitable spirit. She will do whatever it takes to make her master proud and protect the fate of the wizarding world. Mary Sue carries on a deadly mission. She guards the hero of a world more cruel than it ever should have been. Built for battle, trained to kill, sent to protect. She is a weapon in disguise, an unending girl boss of unimaginable power. She's not here to play fair.
Wow, that sounds like dog shit.
Well, you know what? The Harry Potter section agrees with you, with only 20 favorites. Despite 11 chapters and 64,000 words. Oh, she is a robot, though.
Of course.
Oh, fabulous.
A magical robot. So, golem, I guess, is the proper terminology.
Sure.
She's a
Whatever.
human warforged, you see. Yeah, she's a human warforged. So she's a warforged. But she looks human and has breasts and, yeah, thank you, Toaster. Yeah. Chapter 1, The Prototype. She arrived at this train station alone. King Cross, you misspelled King Cross, was the loudest place she had ever set foot in. With a clear goal in mind, though, she didn't let that bother her. Moving through the filthy muggles and nosy redheads stalked her target. Alright, so we already got some grammar issues going on here. He seemed lost in his own world. When he came to a stop between platform 9 and 10, she hid behind one of the big pillars. Knowing the blood traders would soon reach them, she whispered and waved her hands in his direction. A small white dove quickly darted from her hands and stopped on his shoulder. Watch for the redheads. They will guide you. Be wary through the wall, the dove chirped.
Dove.
The dove,
The way
eh?
you said blood, the way you said blood
dove.
traders there just made me think of that fucking meme. Oh, there could be blood traders anywhere. Thank God I've got a wand.
God
I'm sorry.
damn it.
All I can think of
With
now
a wand,
you
you
go-
can go anywhere.
all I can think of now is that this person is, in fact, summoning the Dragonborn as their Patronus. The
True.
Dove.
Mhm.
I hate it.
Dovahkiin! What is your fondest memory? The Dovahkiin suplexing someone! Expecto Patronum!
I mean, I would just say Fus Roda.
Nah. I want to watch a ghost suplex another ghost.
True. Startled, the boy looked with wide eyes at the dove, trying to make sense of how it could talk. He knows snakes can talk.
It's
Not wanting to
fucking magic,
spook
Harry.
the bird,
Lives-
he remained
fucking
still.
idiot.
Seeing as the dove did not move or made any other sound again, he let be at starting looking out. As on cue, the family Q. They use the wrong form of Q.
They
Of
didn't
course.
use on QCUE.
Yeah, they used Q as in a line.
Oh.
Okay. No.
I nearly
I
took a
see.
drink of alcohol. Damn you, Sneaky.
Dumbass.
Not wanting to spook the bird, blah blah blah. As on cue, blah blah blah. No. I'm pretty sure that's not how you spell nosy. Is that how you spell nosy? I feel like that's
N-O-S-Y.
wrong. Is that right?
N-O-S-Y?
Oh, it is
Yeah.
right. Okay, fair enough.
N-O-S-Y, yeah.
Nosy
you
as
add
it
an
can
I
be,
to make
complaining
noisy.
about it being filled with muggles. She waited behind the pillar as the boy watched the entire family go through the brick passage. She was glad he trusted the dove as he did, not engaging with them at all. I mean, I would kind of be on the fence, to be honest. If I'm standing around looking for how to get into the magical world through the magical world portal, and a bird just lands on my shoulder and is like, yo, there's gonna be a family of redheads coming up, watch out for them. I probably would be like, okay, you know what, talking bird, I appreciate this advice. I will not engage the redheads that just appeared. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I would trust it, yeah.
Unfortunately, if they don't follow canon, how can they write a story?
Oh, true. Dangerous prospect there.
They might have to
Improvise.
write something themselves.
We'll see how that
Ooh.
plays out for them, Cotton.
Challenge
It's a
level
bold move.
impossible.
She saw his determination to start running and quickly hurried behind him. She had to stop herself running onto him.
Can I get bad grammar for this? Because that should be
Author,
Yes.
I don't
right?
think you know what that phrase means. Because that phrase has a very specific meaning.
Grammar.
I don't even have bad grammar.
Bad
I've
grammar,
literally-
let's go!
I've got drinking only so far.
No, I don't have that. Anyway, carrying on.
Yes, indeed. Let's see what we got here. Determination, blah, blah, blah. No doubt in amazement, frozen on the spot. Once he started heading to the train, she followed, a butterfly flying fast behind her at same pace. The Blood Trader twins were approaching him from the side, maybe half recognizing him, but she couldn't allow them to interfere and put ideas in his head. Moving swiftly, she collided with them on purpose, sending one of them to the floor because she's a built girl boss. Ow, watch it.
If
Slow
you aren't
down,
expecting
Ickle
someone to run
Firsties.
into you and someone else purposely runs into you at full speed, you don't exactly need to be a girl boss to knock someone over.
I mean, you kind of do when you're putting in at 150 pounds and the other person's like, expected to be 70 pounds when wet.
Yeah, if you're outmassed, you kind of
But
out.
that's just it. They're walking normally, they're not looking at her, and she's deliberately running into them as fast as she can to knock them over. Like, this
Yes,
is the one time
but-
when I would say they have a pass.
Yes, but
This is-
here's the problem is that typically when you are tilting like that and you run into someone, you are also falling to the ground. She's basically shoulder checking one of them into the ground because she's still standing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it should have been a mutual fall over, not just.
Yeah, like if she fucking full on tackled him and they were both on the ground, I'd be like, okay, yeah, sure. But like,
just him, not her.
just him. Yeah, like she didn't like no mention of even stumbling. Like, so as far as we know, she basically just ran really fast and then plowed into his shoulder and he went fucking flying like a bowling pin.
Yeah.
And she was just standing as like, salutations, normal people.
Okay, Penny.
Well, sorry, my mind realized that unconsciously that Infont was in the chat.
True.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the only other thing I could listen now, if she walks up to him and goes, "Are you fucking sorry?" I'd be more on board.
Slow down,
Also, I
Ickle
think
Firsty.
Sneaky, do we tag this one under misunderstood evil villain because our main character is already talking about blood traders?
No. No, misunderstood evil villain is for when Draco turns out to actually be a really nice guy.
He just needed to get dicked down by Harry first.
You mean
No,
like
he
the
just
Draco
needed
Hermione?
to smell Hermione's vagina, and then he redeemed.
You mean like the Draco Hermione pick
Her
from the
bobs.
female author earlier?
Yeah, yeah. So you can, if you have it, you can mark it down. That's true. I forgot we had that one.
Oh, we
Yes.
did.
Go ahead and mark down misunderstood
I
evil
finally
villain.
got something. Now I just need an uncomfy age gap, not impossible in Harry Potter, an announced POV change, and a system.
You're not getting that. Anyway,
We
moving on.
might get that. Yeah. So anyway, as I said, and then the character in character also says, "What do they feed you? You sent me flying, and I didn't even move you."
Okay,
Apologies.
the author has some awareness.
I guess it's supposed to imply about her mechanical golemness, I guess.
Yeah, greetings,
Yeah,
Mr. and
right, I
Mr.
forgot about
Weasley.
that.
I didn't see where I was going. I'm sorry. They both stared at her in shock, not because of her voice sounding broken, but her arms were prosthetics. Someone so young having lost both arms was something traumatic to see, even if the odds of things, even if odds things happen in Wizarding World. Huh? Even if odds things happen in Wizarding?
Oh, okay, sure, whatevs.
We already knew we had bad grammar, but damn.
I think I'm getting an aneurysm.
What about
I think it's
cancer?
giving you a stroke.
Yeah, we're getting there.
You say, does it count as cancer? Does it count as cancer if it causes you to keel over dead?
Yes, yeah. If I keel over and die, someone wins bingo.
Not signed though.
Not signed.
Not signed.
Well, that's some bullshit.
Oh, well, it is what it is.
Well, let me phrase
what?
that. You have
Bullshit.
to have not had an L in order to be allowed to win.
True. She didn't let them finish, opting to retreat as quickly as possible. She darted to the train, leaving them behind. She roamed. I mean, that's not exactly going to lose them. They can just walk up and down the train looking for you.
Yeah.
She roamed along hallways, tram, dark-haired boy, green eyes, blah, 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 followed his pace, blah, 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 compartment, blah, blah, blah. She said no words, having over the plan in her head, rehearsing her introduction. Instead, she upholstered her wand.
Damn.
I'm not sure why she's getting her wand covered in fabric and padding, but you do you, mechanical golem girl. You do you.
True. Levitating his trunk into the overhead racks. With another swift motion, the dove returned to her and turned into a hair clip. Wow, thanks. She motioned to him to sit down and motioned with her wand and started chanting with a soft mumble. That's right, she has chanting wizarding magic too.
Except she mumbles, so she may have accidentally fucked up on the chant.
No, it's even stronger.
Of fucking course it is.
It's like silent casting. It's special.
Yes.
Okay, but at least silent casting is an established thing.
Yes. Actually, saying it under your breath is also an established thing.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay.
Which would, by definition, be mumbling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the more you learn every day, I suppose. So yeah, anyway, that was chapter 1. I suppose I got to the point, but I still don't know if she's actually a full golem or not, but I'm going to assume yes.
Sneaky, she is 99% golem except for two critical areas.
Yeah?
Heart
Is
and
that
brain.
Bob's and Vagine?
No, of course not. Heart and brain. What kind of pervert shit are you talking about?
The kind that gets clicked.
The kind that sign writes?
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway, up next we have Harry Potter Stage Magician. At the end of third year, Harry chooses to ride off with Cyrus and Buckbeak. During a somewhat giddy with relief conversation, Harry mentioned a dream of running off to join the circus, and Cyrus made it happen. Harry and Cyrus spent all summer working on an angle with the in America working as stagehands. At first, for the stage magicians Siegfried and Roy, from whom they picked up quite a lot.
Wow, that sounds fucking dumb.
Were Siegfried and Roy magicians in Harry Potter?
No, they're stage magicians in America.
No, I understand that Siegfried and Roy were a real magic act that was quite successful. I know that. I'm asking if this was a case of like Harry Potter land going, no, they were real wizards.
Who knows?
No.
No. Yeah. No. Let's see. We got 3 chapters, 6,000 words each, updated 1 hour ago, first published 10 days ago. So, I mean, I guess the short length can be excused. But at the same time, this ain't looking good. Let's see what it looks like. Harry Potter Stage Magician. Author's note. Fans of certain characters will not enjoy this story and should read something else. In this story, Snape, Malfoy, Dumbledore, and Ron get justice for all the wrongs they've committed.
Wow, is that don't like, don't read, and bashing?
Yes!
That's what it sounds like.
Yes, it is.
We got 2 in 1, boys!
Wait, bashing and what?
You know what?
Don't like,
Even
don't read.
better. Even better.
Don't like to read, I've
I
got that.
gratefully acknowledge this story was written in assistance by the excellent author. Signs alt account. Perfect Lionheart.
I was about to say, there's no way I have not.
Oh.
I don't have bashing.
That is.
Oh wait, for the George Weasley story, did we get OC canon?
No.
No, we
canon.
didn't.
Well, I guess it is OC canon, but...
So do we tick that off? Because I just realized I've got that.
I mean, shit, man, I just need randomly abusive and unlabeled crossover.
Ooh.
Both of which are highly possible in the Potter section.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Sneaky to say if we got OC canon or not.
I mean, arguably in that chapter we didn't.
No.
Okay. Let's see here.
Damn, if only you said a buddy after that, okay?
Okay, buddy. Yeah, no. You have to actually earn yourself an okay, buddy. Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy.
That's your
Alright.
buddy friend.
Moving on with the
I'm not your
slop.
friend, pal.
Yeah, hold
Oh,
on. I am
shit.
just injecting 20 milligrams of cocaine.
Only
Also,
20? You've
yeah.
been cutting back.
I know.
Damn, the economy's hitting everybody, even Sneaky's dealer.
True. Yeah, you can only give me 20. It is what it is.
How will the
That's
CIA fund its undercover operations now?
I know, right?
Cheese.
Very
Possibly,
carefully.
actually. Just ignore all signs of water that you're hearing, possibly over the mic. I'm definitely not filling a cup. I will say, this 3-gallon drinking drum, great investment on my part. Fantastic investment on my part. Genius move on my part. Honestly, I cannot understate.
Chug Sneaky.
I cannot understate how smart this investment was on my part.
I mean, listen, I've got something better for you that I think you'll like more, Sneaky. I've got an inflatable 5-gallon camp jug with a spigot, so you can just put this spigot directly in your mouth.
Yeah.
But see, the nice thing about this for you, Sneaky, is that the more you drink, the smaller the container will get.
I see.
So then you can go. It's much easier to refill it.
Yeah, I'm good. Maybe if we ever get a house going, you know, I'll install an I-beam in the ceiling with good supports, and we can hang it from the ceiling, and then we all just have like our own little feed tube.
Our own little IV of water.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds disturbing.
Don't worry, Sign. We'll all be in separate rooms. That way, no one will have to. That way, we can't cross the catheter lines. Don't cross the streams. This has a much more important meaning now, boys.
Man, and here I was just talking about water, and Atin immediately goes to shoving tubes up dicks.
Why the fuck is Atin speaking for the both of us on this?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
If we're at the point where we're running IVs of water into us, I assume there's some.
I didn't say IV. I said feed tube. I just want to be able to reach up, pull down my oxygen mask, take a big massive huff, and be like, "All right, get them with the Q." You know what? That is another thing. I have decided, Max. If we build the compound, oxygen masks in the ceiling. I want to be able to huff oxygen.
Just gonna hit a pure oxy?
Yeah, I want to hit a pure oxy whenever I want it. I'm certain that having an entire canister of oxy is going to be completely safe and will at no point contribute to the eventual explosion that occurs in the compound.
No,
definitely not
never.
caused by government agents.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Anyway, now that I'm more awake than I have ever been, it was a perfectly ordinary sorting feast at Hogwarts until the doors of the Great Hall banged open, revealing 3 Aurorors fighting to control a struggling captive who was hooded and bound in chains. The Aurorors made slow progress, mostly carrying the captive into the Great Hall, which was packed full of students and teachers, just beginning to start.
Why is Dumbledore hiring another convict as his fucking new teacher?
It's because they come cheap.
Why, you know, when we're dealing with dark wizards, why are none of them put in a fucking straitjacket? Like, literally, a straitjacket and the wheelie cart stops 90% of the wizard's bullshit.
Who knows? Amidst his struggles, the captive was yelling, "No, I won't go back. You can't make me go back. Every time I go back, someone tries to kill me. I would rather go to nice, safe jail." The Auroror, carrying the captive's shoulders, took the moment to yank the hood off the captive's head and proclaimed that you, Asterisk, are Asterisk back. And the wards have been set to prevent you from leaving, so get used to it, you miserable little git. The captive, revealed now to be Harry Potter, took a moment to blink in the bright lights. While he did so, the Aurorors took him to the nearby Gryffindor table, where the near fourth-year students were sitting, and set him on his feet, facing the head table, where the teachers and headmaster looked on in puzzlement. Harry had been mumbling something like, We'll see about your wards, but on scanning the table exclaimed, "You foul fiends, you show no mercy, you set me before the one person that could keep me here at Hogwarts." The lead Aurora confidently asserted, "Dumbledore." Harry almost shook to death laughing before falling down several times. It was so funny, forcing the Aurora to catch him and shove him back upright. When he regained control, Harry said, "Greetings, Hermione, true friend and soulmate. I have so much to tell you about summer, but first things first." Standing there, wrapped in chains from head to foot, Harry turned to one female Aurora in group of three and said, "Miss, you have been surprisingly decent, unlike these two ham-fisted cretinous louts you're with, so allow me to express my appreciation with a flower." He reached an arm out, completely free of chains, and plucked a single long-stemmed red rose from the lead Aurora's wand holster, where his wand had been moments before. Then he deftly tucked the rose behind the female Aurora's right ear. In an eye blank, Harry's arms were back in his cocoon of chains, from which he was loudly demanding to be released from.
This is the dumbest fucking shit. This person is writing a million visual gags in written media. They're
that
writing
count-
nothing but. Also, I don't know if he's supposed to be a Looney Tune, Deadpool, or Q. None of those fucking work.
I am
this
so
count as
glad we
dark
went to the
edgy?
same place.
Does this count as dark edgy on the bingo?
No,
No,
Dan.
not even slightly.
this is just, unfortunately, retard.
This is just dog shit.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah. Before the old man could even twinkle his eyes in Harry's direction, Harry said, "Wait, I've got it." He shook as if to make a stray butterfly fly away from a temporary perch on his shoulder.
What?
Huh?
Hmm.
I understand what the author is saying, but they're stupid.
Is this God's dumbest metaphor?
Yes.
I... Okay. The chains rattled a little. Harry shook a second time, like the first, rattling the chains a little. Then, with a third shake of Harry's shoulders, all of the chains fell into a pile at his feet, revealing him standing there in a black tuxedo with a top hat and red-lined cape. I am so dangerously close to playing the game, mixing uppers and downers, and seeing what happens.
Do not.
I
You really
gonna go
shouldn't.
I am gonna go grab alcohol at 10 a.m.
I can drink to that.
Wait, have you had your uppers?
That is what I'm drinking right now.
The alcohol is the upper.
Yeah. Because this story's the downer. Hey! Let's see here. He took his cape in his hands, swirling it dramatically over the pile of chains, and then they vanished.
Why does he have a
Hey!
fucking cape?
He does now. He just does.
Is it?
Because
this-
he's a stage magician.
Is this the demented mind goblin of a Harry Potter and fucking tuxedo mask? Is that what's fucking going on here?
Only if he gets Ligma.
Uh-huh.
Steve Jobs! That's how that joke goes, right? Those are ministry chains. You can't just vanish them. I mean, you can't, and also you can't. I mean, it shouldn't be possible, and you aren't allowed to if it is possible. Give them back, he demanded, drawing a stalk of celery from his wand holster, pointing it menacingly at Harry. But you haven't lost them, Harry responded, swirling his cape again, this time over the pair of male aurors. After the cape passed over both aurors, they were revealed to be covered in chains. No, not as completely as Harry was, because they were sharing them. After a
This is
brief
so
search for
okay.
keys, which could not be
I
found.
just the author is so fucking stupid because they're
Yep.
implying okay, either they're implying that Siegfried and Roy are somehow the magician gods of the Harry Potter universe,
Mm-hmm.
or they're trying to imply that Harry Potter is doing all of this shit non-magically.
Yes, and that stage magic can defeat
Or
regular magic.
They're
with-
implying he's
Or
like,
they're trying to imply that the stage magicians taught them a whole shit ton of tricks, which Harry Potter and Sirius then managed to, in the course of a single, was it about
Summer.
6 months, managed to convert all of the stage magic into real magic, which was not only more powerful than normal magic, but was more versatile.
And no, not 6 months. I believe if this is based on European UK schooling, it'd be like 2 to 3 months.
Even better.
Because we've got it separated through each term a couple of weeks, like 2 to 3 weeks. Rather than just
Cool.
having a big summer vacation.
Well, la-di-da!
That sounds terrible.
Still fucking stupid.
Yes.
Yeah. It's basically every quarterly term you get 2 weeks off. And then you've also got public holidays off.
After a brief search for keys which could not be found, the female Aurora exited the Great Hall, levitating the other two. One of them was complaining, "Wait, we have to steal him. We have to fine him for stealing ministry equipment." "Do you mean the chains you're wearing?" she asked. "Clearly, he doesn't have them. Come on. We got keys to the ministry. If you want to live around here, you can come back and get it." "Hurry," the other Aurora whined. "I have to pee, and I can't hold it."
Oh, it's so funny. Author, I say this as disdainfully as I can. Do not quit your fucking day job. Under no circumstances should you pursue.
What if their day
a career-
job? What if their day job is a stage magician?
They still shouldn't quit. They ain't
They
getting
should-
nothing else.
They definitely shouldn't quit then, because the writing's definitely not the replacement. Now, Atin, I will say, when they promised me a stage magician in Hogwarts, I didn't think it would be this magical,
I didn't think it'd be a fucking clown.
because it's putting me to sleep. Oh,
man,
this
you
is
should feel
terrible.
bad.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll be here all night.
No, you'll be here for another
Please
30
don't.
minutes.
No, you'll be here for another 30 minutes. I'll be here all night.
That's not true. You'll be far too drunk.
I'll be wishing I was drunk. Clearly, the only solution is to continuously consuming uppers until my heart bursts. I'm finding it enjoyable for a crack fic. No. I think my issue with viewing it as a crack fic is it has to be funny.
And this isn't.
Yeah. This isn't. This is like zillennial humor. It's a mix
That's
of
terrible.
lols. Yeah, it's a mix of lol so random.
Hang on. I'm sorry, Sneaky.
Yeah.
I need to interrupt this.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Some published slop has, in fact, beaten some of the other authors I've seen so far.
Okay.
This is coming from
Or
Futurism.com. The novel Dark Hollow Academy Year 2, penned by author Lena McDonald, which is a reverse harem writer.
Uh-huh.
They left their prompt in the fucking text.
Oh no.
And the prompt
Uh.
was to copy the author Jay Bree. I don't know who that is.
Wow.
Wait, so
They just flat out
the
copying
prompt
somebody.
was what? They copy
The
Jay
prompt-
Bree except change out the sexes?
No, the prompt was to make the stuff that I've written more like this author's style.
That, just the sheer laziness of that.
Oh my god, that is something else.
Wow.
That's special. I mean, not only are you so incompetent you kept the prompt in and this somehow got past editors, beta readers,
Oh, I'm assuming this is like self-published Amazon slop, Sneaky.
Sure, but even people like that still have people they go to suck their dick.
You should have at least read through it to make sure it wasn't, you know.
Did I leave the AI prompt in my text again? Whoopsies.
Yeah.
Wait, it was an AI prompt?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's even
No,
better.
They left that in their text. They left asking the AI to rewrite.
See, when
their
you said
slop.
prompt, I thought you just said they left their like chapter notes at the top of the. So
No.
what Gray and I do is whenever we write a chapter, we have our prompt for the chapter effectively, where it's like this is a list of things we need to cover. This is how they're going to seeg into each other. Like this is the general prompt for the chapter. So when you said she left the prompt for the story there.
I thought I said AI prompt. I apologize if I didn't.
Yeah, no.
But yeah,
you just said prompt,
it's so much worse than, oh, I left my chapter notes in. No, it's AI. Please take this text and rewrite it in the style of this other author. Now,
that is the funniest shit ever. Oh
we don't know if the original work. We don't know if the work that was rewritten was the writer's own original work, or if that too was AI slop. But
I mean, it probably was.
I mean, yes. You know, they used one AI slop. Odds are they used another AI slop.
Yeah.
But
and if they're so incompetent that they left the prompt in, no, they absolutely like how do you do like the wildest part about that is like how do you manage that? Like if you like you would have to like copy the whole web page or something. Because typically the AI response comes with a copy button.
Yeah. So they have to be manually copying this shit.
Bro. Oh my god. Holy fucking shit. That's next level. That's next level. That is
I actually find it really funny that they add the ability to just copy it and include the prompts. So that way, college professors can tell when you fucking AI bullshitted something.
No. Only if you're too lazy to remove the fucking prompts.
They're using AI by default. I assume that they're too lazy to remove the prompt.
Bold assumption.
Is it a
Not
wrong
wrong.
assumption, though?
No, it's a right one.
I mean, as this author just proved, it's not that bold of an assumption, buddy.
Apparently.
I think, obviously the people I feel sorry for the most of are the people who were reading this author's slop, because potentially you thought you found something mildly entertaining.
Okay, here it is. This is the part that's gonna make even fucking Toaster Fucker here displeased with this story. He stopped. Good evening, students. He stopped with a look of surprise on his face at having quacked like a duck instead of saying the words he intended. He gamely drove onward, saying, "We would like to welcome you." He ignored the sound of a honking goose, which he inexplicably emitted, to another exciting year of the loud sound of a car air horn cut off his next words.
A card air. Fuck you.
Try a couple of spells before continuing. Hogwarts School of Witchcraft, and McGonagall wins as he produced a sound identical to a cat getting its tail stepped on.
What the fuck is this? What? I'm so confused.
What, is he gonna play Imagine Dragons next?
Truly the fourth forbidden curse.
Imagine dragging these nuts on your face? Jesus Christ. Phase Connect cannot be stopped.
True.
What did they do this time?
Panko covered a song called Send Bobs.
Least common mental asylum inmate W.
And they are
I saw Pippa watching some of the new talent, and she's like, "Oh God, we're not beating any of the allegations with these new people."
yeah. Her exact
Are you
comment was,
implying that
FaZe
FaZe
is
is
cooked.
break the allegations?
Did they recruit from the usual place?
of course, he went straight to the mental asylum and picked out the grippiest socks.
Yes.
I'm going to kill you.
But he's not wrong, Nose.
I would like this mental image to go away now. Thank you.
Bro, we all
No.
know that Pippin, Doki, Lumi.
Doke, hello?
You have not named
you
anyone in
fucking
Phase Connect!
No one in Phase Connect.
I know. That's the fun part. But they all should be.
Wait, whoa, what's this? They're reintroducing the cordless hole puncher?
What
did he mean?
What about it?
I guess I'll put this in technology. They're making more M1 Garans.
Oh.
Hell yes.
No,
I have been
there you
wanting
go,
it.
Atin.
I was about to say,
Accomplish
it was
yourself.
only a couple days ago. I was like, I want an M1 because ping make brain happy.
Clearly, we're just running out of good firearms, so we're going back to what made America great. Semi-automatic battle rifles.
You
Look,
say that like it's a bad idea.
Look, all I'm saying is nothing will ever beat the fact that the initial in military handbook instructions for how a soldier should operate with a M1 Grand is to ignore the cover the enemy soldier is hiding behind. Because they were firing 308 Winchester rounds.
Ah, yeah. What's
And
the
cover
cover?
was more or less meaningless from.
It was less cover and more concealment at that point.
Yeah, it was less cover and more suggestion.
Mhm. Wonderful.
Fantastic. Oh, beautiful. Can I buy one is the real question. Can I buy one without bankrupting myself?
God, of course not.
That's a good question.
Will there be variants? While the first rifles will be sold with 306 and 308, we will be quickly moving on to more relevant market variances. Okay. See, this is the wild thing, right? Wait, only $2,000?
Oh hell yeah!
So this is the crazy part about New Jersey, right? Is that I cannot buy a fucking handgun to literally save my life. But their laws on rifles are, is it over 16 inches? Okay. Does it have a grenade launcher attached to it? No? Alright, you're fine. That's their laws for rifles.
I'm sorry, where?
New Jersey.
Ow.
Yes, I don't know why, but
Unless
for
your
some reason...
rifle pistol ammo.
I mean, is there still a lot of hunting in New Jersey?
Clearly,
Yes.
this is to deal with all the massive
like,
herds of hogs.
Well, no. Lax rifle laws usually go hand in hand with there's still a fuck ton of hunters.
Yeah,
you
there's
don't
a
want
lot
to
of
piss them
Yeah.
off because
yeah.
they're probably contributing quite a bit to the local economy.
Yeah. But I just found an extreme amount of amusement that New Jersey specifically was like, okay, look, we don't really care about your rifle. Does it have a grenade launcher on it? If no, then we don't care about your rifle. It's like, oh, okay.
What if it does
I
have a grenade
I feel like
launcher?
there was a
then
story
you're
behind this one.
Camden.
And I was going to say, it probably started with someone coming to a hunt with a grenade launcher and someone saying, namely the sheriff, saying, you can't have that in your fucking rifle. And of course, he was probably like, the law says I can have it. And then, of course, someone said,
All doesn't
the law
say
now
can
says
have
no.
it.
Now, the law now says no grenade launchers on your fucking rifle. The last thing we need is to turn this
Well-
into Vietnam 2.0.
That's the first thing we need.
No, it
No.
isn't. You ever heard about the story of the man who went hunting with napalm? Didn't end well.
Oh damn, they're working with Lake City. Nice. Will it ping? Yes, it will ping. These guys know how to answer an FAQ.
Will it ping? Oh baby!
Oh, baby, does it
You
ever
bet
ping?
it will ping.
I will
Here,
say,
we're going to be testing this rifle. Does it ping? Let's test it now.
I will say, I'm a little concerned about the. Listen, I think they're selling it for $2,000 because they know that anyone buying it in 308 is gonna go fucking broke firing it.
Oh, yeah. Good
Three
point.
ruffians enter my house to kill me. I pull out my 308 rifle as God intended, shoot 3 of them, realize it would have been cheaper for them to just rob me.
True.
Yeah, no shit.
I kill all 3. It would have been cheaper for them to just mug me.
And buy a bayonet instead.
Jesus
so to not waste ammo.
Christ. You aren't kidding. Holy fuck.
Sneaky, I know what it costs because I've looked into buying an M1 because the ping make neuron fire, okay?
It's $1 a bullet.
Yes!
Yep. Sounds right.
God, I could have more fun drinking for less money.
Mhm.
I will say, though, FMJBT. What the fuck is FMJBT?
Boat tail, full metal jacket boat tail.
Fully
It's
encased
a
copper or other
fully
hard
protected
material
copper
in the shape of a
bound
boat,
with a
tapered rear view.
got a tapered ass end. It makes it fly better.
Competition shooting due to easily assembly. Okay, so this is basically the practice round.
No. That's the excuse they give. FMJBTs have more mass and will penetrate better.
Over penetration,
It
yeah,
does.
okay.
It does better.
Yeah.
You can use it for competition, but it's also more accurate and it penetrates better and it's good shit.
I think I'm gonna trust my ammo when it comes in a tin can. That's how you know it's real ammo.
I mean, if you want to get fucking fumes in your garage, go ahead, gamer.
Now, Sneaky, can you link this glorious thing? Oh, is it in Technomancy?
Yeah, it's a Technomancy, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, there we go. There we go. The jacketed soft point. Yep, there we go. That's the one we want. The Federal 308. How to make sure you'll have no lawsuits after a ruffian breaks into your home.
They can't sue you if they're not around to sue.
They can't sue you if half their body is outside it.
You can't sue me if your insides are everywhere.
Or your outsides.
Ooh, that is that's a very tempting price tag.
What's the price tag?
2,000.
Listen, I want it. I really
want it.
manufacturer?
I want it so
Heritage
bad.
Arms. Newly assembled M1 barrels equipped with CMP's commercially forged receiver and gas cylinders paired with precision-made commercial barrels.
Damn, with enough money to buy a Warhammer army, I can just build a unit of handgunners in real life.
I can just shoot my opponent in real life.
I'll just have a squad of real people shoot my real opponent, and it will be cheaper, even at $1 a bullet.
Damn, how much did those 5 fucking M1 Grands cost? Oh, only about like 90 points. Pardon? Oh,
only 90 points.
How much is the unit of 5 handgunners? Is it 90?
That hurts. That hurts.
I think it. No, I think cause hang on, it's what is it? It's the
Oh wow,
World
you know what?
Rules is weird.
We actually missed the worst part of the entire joke. You ready for the worst part of this entire soundboard joke?
Oh god.
Sniggering came from several tables. As a flustered Dumbledore finished lamely, "Yes, let's the feast begin." Then he sat down, followed immediately by a loud fart noise, which went on for 2 minutes. It was loud, it was long, it kept rippling, and it was wet. And the hall was full of laughter.
Come on,
Everyone
we're not even in
clapped.
the first one section. Why are the farts coming in?
Everyone clapped.
Fucking.
Blah, blah,
Not
blah.
even
Studying
you,
hard. Muggle stage magic and real magic. I can't wait to show you. Wandless privacy charm. Blah, 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 blah.
A wandless privacy charm. Is this chapter sponsored by any chance?
I see what you did there. Go fuck yourself.
Too much humor concentrated into one scene. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It was just too much humor. That's what it was. Too much concentrated humor. Liquid humor, one could say. Aerosolized humor, one could even say.
Possibly making similar noises to that which Dumbledore did.
True. Blah, blah, blah. Ron, blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Lots of work, I know. Blah, 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 blah. No one fucking cares. Blah. Ministry, pure bloods. You don't have to work at all. Love potions. Get the girl. I'm gonna go love potion Hermione. I'm surprised. I said all of that. I thought it was supposed to be secret. Don't worry about it. This is a dream. It didn't really happen, you see? He pulled a shimmering purple cloth out of Ron's ears, opening it to a bedsheet and tossing it in the air. And then Harry disappeared. And then the room of requirement opened and no one walked in. And then Harry Potter was then. This is just so...
And then,
And then, a wall of text, and then no
local
one
man doesn't
fucking
know
cares.
how to.
Too much 90s cartoon energy. No, because Ren and Stimpy was actually funny.
A lot of 90 cartoons was funny. This is just
In a very depressing way.
This is just visual jokes in written form, and it's never good.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I'm sitting here I'm trying to think of like how you could structure some of these jokes to be funny. Like not even structure his jokes, but structure like stage magic in general to be interesting to the audience of readers.
And it would need to be in a video format because these are visual jokes. Like people can go, "Oh yeah, I know that," but they're not gonna laugh unless they actually see the fucking shit happening.
No, I think you can pull it off to a certain extent. Caveat one, I think you need to actually be funny. So like when he I think you need to channel Sheo Gorath, right? Everyone knows Sheo Gorath, right? His dialogue.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, like how he delivers his lines is half of the humor you derive from Sheo Gorath.
Wait, yeah, did someone just say unfortunately?
Yeah, he said unfortunately. Don't worry, Sheo Gorath will be visiting him while he sleeps tonight.
We used to kill people with hammers for saying shit like that.
Don't worry, the hammers kill people themselves
now. I'm saying it's unfortunate because he's overused by everyone and they do it as so random bullshit. It's always fucking terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, more or less.
I suppose that's true.
Yeah. Alright. Fine opinion defended. That's new.
Like, great example. Is when he sends you to go collect some witch's eye, and you come back and you're like, well, I got her eye, what do I do with it? And he's like, oh, you actually did that?
Like,
I was joking! Well, you're crazy. It's like,
yeah, that was an innocent
fuck
witch.
You!
That was an innocent witch, they were just minding their business.
Like, and here's the thing, right? When I was a child, I played Oblivion. When I was a man, I am now playing Oblivion again. I am laughing at the same jokes I laughed at when I was a kid.
True.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you laughed at them as a kid, they probably affected your sense of humor growing up, so...
I mean, you're not wrong entirely, but also at the same time, there's a lot of shit I laughed at as a kid that I don't find funny now. Because again, you know, as a kid, the low intention span, also random humor was a lot funnier.
It was before Tumblr became an unfortunate disease.
No, bro, literally that was our generation. Tumblr, MySpace.
Yeah.
Hey, the issue is more, again, it's the proliferation of normies. Where a normie gets told a joke. They don't understand why the joke is funny. It is funny. They take the joke, they tell someone else the joke, but the delivery is a little bit wrong, or, you know, the pacing's off, because, you know, again, they don't understand why the joke was funny. They just know you say these lines, it's funny. They tell it to someone else.
I said the funny words, you have to laugh at me.
Right. But this works for the most part because, again, normies. So they tell the joke to another normie. The normie goes, oh, that was funny. Ha ha ha. They also don't understand the joke. The joke teller doesn't understand the joke. They just both know the joke's funny. And that proliferates down to the point where instead of really clever, because again, way back in the day of like fucking MySpace, of image boards and shit, only really good memes survive. Because you had to be high quality for the era to get reposted.
Which, wasn't that high quality.
No, I'm not saying it is high quality. I'm saying it was for the era.
Yeah, for the time.
Like, if you can't even go back, there's tons of memes you can go back to see in the modern day that are low quality, and they've been posted like once to one subreddit and then never again anywhere else. And you can clearly see, oh, that's a dog shit meme. But what you don't realize is the only memes we know about from the old days are the ones that were considered good. The ones that were bad were posted once on an image board that deletes itself at the end of the day. So we don't have any records of bad memes from the old days because they're all gone.
Nope, there are a few that are not. Like Millhouse. Like Millhouse.
Millhouse? What do you mean?
Like from
Millhouse
The Simpsons?
Is not a meme. Oh no, Millhouse is a shitty forced meme. Someone posts Millhouse.
I think that was just your generation.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I have a feeling I know, but I also know that it's retarded. And I have never heard anyone talk about it, ever.
I think this is just a you thing signed with your old age.
Yeah, sign. None of us have any idea what you're talking about.
Oh, look it up on Know Your Meme.
I'm not going to the Urban Dictionary of memes.
I don't think you should.
Anyway, point being, yeah, back in the day, you actually had to make something that was considered good for a lot of people to be reposted. Nowadays, you fucking slap some off-brand fortune cookie nonsense onto a picture of a minion from the movie Despicable Me, and you have 3,000 reposts on Facebook.
And you gotta put that iFunny watermark.
You got like 9 different watermarks on it because you got the picture off of Google. So it already had the iFunny 9gag 4chan r/4chan r/Tumblr marks on it, and the Facebook logo in the top left corner already before you put the text on it.
Multiple marks of multiple beasts.
But yeah, point being is that like you can make the worst fucking meme in existence, and you'll get thousands of reposts on Facebook. Because everyone there is like, oh, yeah, that's kind of funny. It's like the minion, and like, those are good words and stuff, I guess. So that's what this is.
Irony.
Yeah, that's what's going on in this story. Is the author has no ability to deliver jokes. They don't have the pacing for the jokes. They're using the specific jokes they're using are not being properly represented in the medium they're being used in because they are primarily visual jokes. So you can get away with vanishing the chains, for example, with the cape. But you need to be telling it from like the perspective of one of the Auroras, not from the third-person omniscient point of view that's describing to you in a clinical way what is happening on the screen.
Look, here's the thing. We've covered this before, right? Sneaky just got done explaining it, but for the love of God, people, Don't put visual gags in your written work.
Mm,
It doesn't work.
yeah.
Even the
Unless-
best writer in the world is not going to be able to make a visual gag work well in a written medium. It's just not how they work.
The only time I've seen that work is when the gag wasn't the point of the funny, it was the person reacting to it. I saw that in Nascent Kaleidoscope, where they'd bring out a rabbit out of a hat, and everyone around him would be like, wait, what the fuck? And that was actually kind of funny.
Sure, but that's not a visual gag.
Yeah, it's the reaction to it.
Yeah, the joke
Right,
is
but
not the
the-
visual gag.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, is the joke is still an accessible pivot point. It's how
Yeah.
it's displayed and how it's executed is the important part. And yeah,
Mm.
as LeMay says, it's also joke, 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 joke. Look, am I funny yet, guys?
Yeah,
Funny looking, maybe.
viewing jokes.
Woo. Hey, Atin. Hey, Atin.
I think
I
he's
don't
ran
want
away.
to answer you.
Oh.
Do you think if he
I'm
digs
here.
around in that hat enough, he'll find a sense of humor to pull out?
No, I don't believe he goddamn will.
I don't think that hat's deep enough for that.
True, it's quite possibly not. Alright, let's see what else we got here. We got To Change This Lonely Life. Oh, I'm sure this will be a good one. It's a one-shot where Draco Malfoy comes to terms and fucks Pansy. That's cool. Moving on. Angst, Hurt, Comfort. Cringe. Do we have angst?
Right.
Do we have
Right.
angst? Angst! Go ahead,
anyone
mark
have
off angst.
Does anyone have angst? Yeah.
I have angst.
I do not. I just have dark edgy still.
Lord Black's Resurgence, Redemption of Revenge.
Please say gamer system.
Redemption
Okay,
of Revenge. What?
That sounds like it could have a gamer system.
Sequel to Blood, Bruises, Belts, Burns, and Bites have in common. Cyrus Black is freed with help from the goblins and his favorite godson, Harry Pooter. What happens when Harry's abuse comes to light from the Dursleys? Yes, arbitrarily abusive. Do we have arbitrarily abusive? Anyone's got arbitrarily
I
abusive?
do have that.
I've got randomly abusive, yes.
I've got randomly abusive. Gentlemen,
He's
Just
one
not
away
like
I
from
you?
only require unlabeled crossover.
Ooh.
Very possible in the Potter section.
Very possible, very possible, very possible.
But it's more possible in the crossover section where they only labeled 2 and then you find random characters showing up.
I mean, yes, but I'm just saying it's possible.
True. Is Harry really the Serpentine Prince? Because he's Slytherin, that Dickens sumbitch. AU with elements of POA, independent Cyrus, manipulative Dumbledore, and powerful Harry.
I swear to God, if we somehow get gems for eyes and then the only thing I need for a bingo is summary sucks, I'm gonna get pissed.
Hey, do you want to be a bugshot?
What?
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Hello, random viewer. Would you like to read some terribly excruciating garbage today?
Heart of the Serpent! Harry, as he was so called, had initially drawn the attention of the neighborhood. Mothers!
As he was so called. What the fuck do you mean? As he was
What,
so
you-
called.
You mean his fucking name?
Yeah?
Harry
As he was so
Potter,
called.
if that is your real name!
Mothers would smile at him when he trailed behind his Aunt Petunia on rare outings. His small, fragile frame and timid demeanor tugged their heartstrings, and they would whisper to themselves about how brave he was to endure such loss. A romance
understand.
mystery
Everyone
story featuring a massive harem.
I understand now. This is what Arn wants to be, MILF bait.
Yes. Arn yearns to be 10
He
years
just
old
showed up.
again. Though, to be fair, the height Arn was at 10 and the height Arn is now is not much different.
Yeah. Yeah, I get him. We're both 5'4".
Oh, I thought he was 4'5".
No,
I don't think it matters at this point.
That's his VTuber.
Right. Breaking the silence. Privet Drive was the epitome of middle-class suburbia. A quiet, unremarkable street nestled in the heart of Surrey. The houses stood in neat, uniform rows with their manicured lawns, a testament to the residents' dedication to maintaining appearances. The road was pristine, free of litter or debris. That's racist. Each driveway boasted a shiny, well-maintained car. It was a place where nothing extraordinary ever happened, a community that thrived on predictability and routine. To an outsider, Privet Drive was the picture of normalcy, a place where life unfolded quietly, uneventfully, and without fuss. There was one exception to this monotonous harmony. A small, scrawny boy who, oh man, actually, I realize the author's really going all out on describing this right now, but that really does put into perspective Harry Potter's treatment at the Dursleys if they make Harry black in the new show.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be special.
Unfortunately, it just seems like they're only making Snape black, so.
I don't.
Which is also awkward because multiple times in their book they go off based on his looks about why he's evil. So
Yeah. He also stalked a woman.
Yeah. I really don't think they've thought this through if they're following the books.
And
he also told a terrorist that where they were hiding for the sole purpose of getting the husband killed so he could cuck him.
Yes.
Yeah, the creators really aren't thinking that through, are they?
No. Apparently they're retconning the whole hanging the black guy from the tree thing to not have happened.
You mean where they hang him upside down, and then he calls her a mudblood because he was stuck up there, and when he's down, he calls her that?
Yeah, apparently they're just getting rid of the tree part, so now he's just assaulting a white woman. Unprovocated.
I wonder if people they don't. No, they don't. Why am I saying?
No, they don't.
They're really not thinking this through. They really are
in a racism contest.
Thinking this through.
Difficulty impossible.
But yeah, I think J.K. Rowling has pretty much made Harry Potter impervious to being black. Simply because you there's no way you would ever be able to depict the things that Harry went through as a kid.
We hang on now. We do live in a modern era where it's possible to depict that, and then you just say, "Isn't this so horrible that it happened to some poor black kid?"
No, that wouldn't fly with the people they're trying to aim for with that. No.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think they'd pull that move to try to evoke sympathy?
No, see, because it's not about sympathy, it's When it comes to modern media, the racism a black person is allowed to encounter can never rise above mild inconvenience.
Sure. Yeah, true.
Because to depict more, they would need to actually,
talk about
well, not only would they need to actually talk about it, but they would need to show the actors doing some pretty terrible stuff. And, like, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I think what they did to White Snape was pretty terrible.
Yes.
I want to be clear
But-
there. But
But
when
I mean,
you...
Snape kind of
Black-
deserved it.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. He did absolutely deserve it to a certain
deserved it.
extent.
He deserved it in the later years, but at the start they only bullied him because he was friends with Lily and James liked her. That's it. There was no reason. to
Well,
go to
no,
Snape.
no, there was a
Then
secondary
he started
reason.
doing well.
It's because he was
also
a half...
shit.
Well, no, it's
It
because
was
he was
racism.
also a... Well, no, it's because he was also a half-blood in Slytherin, which made him a very vulnerable target that basically guaranteed no retribution from the rest of Slytherin because he was a
Yeah.
half-blood. So he was a really, really easy target.
But
Which
there's
kind of
also
makes
the
it
fact
feel
that
like
he
the
was.
Marauders were going for blood purity.
Yeah,
Like,
you
the
could
other
almost say that.
The other Slytherins would look at that as like, yes, we are right thanks to them. Purebloods are going after the half-blood.
Yeah, no, but that's why he was the safe target, because
Yeah.
those three were pure blood. Now, one of them was a werewolf, but obviously nobody fucking knew that. So
Mm.
therefore,
Hold on,
it
I
was
thought Wormtail was a Muggle born.
no Wormtongue just hung Peter Pettigrew just hung
Wormtongue.
around them. He
Uh-huh.
was not part of their friend group.
No, he was not. He's the hanger on
No,
that
no,
you get.
Okay, no. How do I say this?
Uh,
They kept Peter around to make
an
all
alibi.
of them look better.
Yeah,
Because
pretty
no
much.
matter how
Yeah.
much of an asshole they were still
Mm.
not a weaselly coward. And if you took me and stood me next to Peter Pettigrew, I will
He'd
get
look like a saint.
bitches.
Mm.
Because shit, at least I'm not that guy.
Mhm.
True, yeah.
Because he was part of the group, but there was a reason he was part of the group.
But that's
'cause
what
they
I
wouldn't
just
have-
said. That's
Yeah,
what I
I
just
was-
said.
No,
He
no,
was
yeah, I'm
not their
agreeing with you.
friend.
I'm
He
agreeing
was-
with you. Because
yeah.
there wasn't be a reason for them to have him go through the animagus transformation if he wasn't part of the group, but he wasn't like the close part of the group.
Yeah.
He was
But-
quite literally. Okay, this is the thing that people don't really understand. I don't even know necessarily if Rowling.
As far as I'm
intended
aware,
this.
he was also a pureblood because he
Mm.
was able to join Voldemort's side.
Yes.
At least a half-blood, minimum half-blood. But
I would say,
Yeah.
but yeah, like again,
And we know that Lupin was a wizard because his father helped get him a wand.
his father's family is a family of wizards named
okay,
Lupin.
so to be clear, his blood status is not currently known. It's either pure blood or half blood. So
But
minimum
none of them are
half blood,
Muggleborns. None of
possibly
them are
pure.
Muggleborns.
No Muggleborns allowed except for Lily, but she's hot, so it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Even Neville's known as a pureblood, so both of his parents were probably purebloods of some kind.
Well, they were, yeah.
Yes, Neville's.
Yeah.
The Longbottoms are absolutely purebloods.
No, we
I meant
knew
his
that. That was
mother.
never a question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no,
meant his
she's
mother.
she's
Yeah.
But yeah,
There's
anyway,
some
the
people I've
point
seen
is,
have put it as a half-blood for some
right,
reason.
they
It's
kept him
stupid.
around just to mock him and make
Mm.
themselves look better, which is just horrible, right? And again, this is the thing.
Mm.
I don't know if
Yeah.
Rowling intended this, but James Potter
It's
and his
kind of an
three
asshole.
buddies, and then Peter Pettigrew, who obviously went along with whatever they did because they offered him, right? At least if those three are just calling him fat and stupid, they're not pushing his head in the toilet, right? They're
Yeah,
just gonna call
exactly.
him fat and stupid.
Yeah.
And well, everybody calls me fat and stupid, so I guess I'm fat and stupid. Anyway,
Yeah.
whole problem there, right?
Average British schoolboy nonsense.
I'm gonna be
Yes,
honest. I know her
actually.
90s supposed to be a self-fulfilled
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling, but I feel like Peter Pettigrew was how she was also treated as in school.
Oh, probably.
Probably, but and that's just it, right? We don't know if
No,
she
she explicitly said she was treated as Hermione. Like Hermione is.
And
joined
Hermione
with her.
was
Yeah,
bullying,
yeah,
like,
yeah. She
stupid.
totally was Hermione. Yeah, totally, bro. Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me rephrase.
She was
That-
called
how
she was
she
called a hurtful
claims.
word once, and then
Yeah,
never
I
called
know.
again.
And Wildbow also claims that he identifies as Sophia Hess. So we're gonna move on from that.
yeah. Anyway, the point
True.
is, right? He made them
Yeah.
horrible human beings.
I thought he just
Objectively-
grieved about getting bullied by one.
No, it wasn't. Right.
Sophia S. I didn't think he like identified with her.
No, that's what he said. Right.
Yeah.
Again, they objectively made. She objectively made those 3 awful children, like
Yes.
horrible children.
Yes.
Now, we do know that at least Black grew up to not be an asshole, and even realized.
No,
I
he was still a pretty significant asshole. It's just later on
kind of an
he
asshole.
realized moderation.
Yeah, it's basically all 3 of them were good. All 3 of the Marauders were basically just like, yeah, we were kind of assholes.
Yeah. James was spoiled by his parents because they had him late. Black grew up with the Blacks, and Lupin. Really, there's no reason for Lupin being an asshole because he was a werewolf, scared of anyone finding out. he was a
No,
werewolf.
it's really
Well,
it's
that's
really
because
simple. So
Lupin
the reason why
was-
Lupin was an asshole is because the only people that accepted him were assholes, and he didn't want to lose their acceptance, so he just did whatever they were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Super easy.
Mhm.
Not really complicated.
Barely an inconvenience.
Yeah, no, it's the same reason that Peter Pettigrew turned into an asshole, is that the only people who treated him sorta well were James, Black,
Mm.
right? Those were the only
Yep.
reasons. So that he's like, well, obviously, if I go along with whatever they do, if I make fun of the people they're making fun of and laugh at their jokes, they'll probably keep me around.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, anyway, point being, basically, so what I'm saying is Harry Potter's basically immune to be turned into a black character, no matter the revisions, because like they had shit like, oh yeah, he didn't know his name until first grade when he introduced himself as Freak to the class. Because that's all his adopted family called him was Freak.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
that's a bit much. I mean, it was a bit much for the white boy, but no one gave a shit. But yeah, that's like a bit much for the racial signaling for the other side.
Yeah.
They would never do that sort of shit. Unless they were gonna retcon Harry Potter to make the Dursleys a more prevalent antagonist. I could see that, but the Dursleys were kind of always this one-off trauma that was either how you
Kinda-
started or ended the book.
Yeah.
Or both sometimes, but that's it.
Yeah.
And then Dudley said sorry once, and he was redeemed.
Yeah, well, you know, that's how it goes. When you say sorry, that means everything you ever did was forgiven. So,
Clearly.
I'm so
Well-
sorry I put all those people. Wait.
I'm sorry I put all of those people in their graves, but it was funny.
Well, you were off to a good start. Then you had to pin that butt. Don't know if I can take that apology now.
You
I'm
will
sorry
take
I
it and
killed
you'll
all
love
those
it.
people, but you have to admit it was very funny, especially the man with the fish.
Okay, yeah, the fish was funny.
the Dursleys would get lynched if Harry Potter was black in the modern day. Can you imagine a super
Oh
abusive Fannin Dursley
I was
with
about
Harry
to make a
black?
crack, but we can't make that crack.
Yeah.
That crack on Twitch.
Can you imagine a super abusive Fannin Dursleys where Harry is black? Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying though. It's like, see, like that's the thing, right? Is they're already taking Harry getting mild physical chastisement from the Dursleys, as we saw in canon, as Oh yeah, it was just another average day for Harry. He was beaten and raped again today. Like that's what they took it to when Harry was a little white boy. Like, can you can you imagine how badly they would flip their shit if he was BIPOC?
Well, you see, every day Dudley would chase Dudley and his friends.
Oh
would
yeah,
put on
that's
their
another thing. Yeah,
robes and
they
chase him
Harry hunting. Like, come on, Harry hunting. Like,
Oh yeah.
they would chase him through the streets throwing stones.
Oh boy!
Ah,
Next you're gonna
my
say
God.
that next you're gonna say that his group is called the Good Old Boys, and then we'll have a
They
good
brought
old
out
60s
Petunia's
action
good
movie.
sheets.
I can't believe they had a specific uniform for Harry hunting of white hoods.
No, they
True.
really did though.
Oh God, yeah, no, like I said, there is so much going on that people kind of gloss over when it comes to Harry Potter's home life. That if they made Harry black, they would just have to they just have to not talk about it. They just have to vaguely reference it and then never bring it up because
Yeah, they'd have to be like, well, the Dursleys beat me, everyone. Right? Mrs. Dursley beat me sometimes because she
they
doesn't
make
like...
him do all the household chores and
Yeah.
keep him in a cupboard under the stairs. Like
He also describes about how hard it was under the hot sun doing all of the yard work and
Yeah.
pulling weeds.
Well, that's what I was saying. They made him do all of the chores. They beat him. They hunted him in the streets. They called him freak. They made him live in a rotting mattress under the stairs. Like, this is all
Like the
canon.
fuckers.
Like,
That's all canon,
he's immune to the race swap.
No, alternately, Sneaky, they're gonna bring it in and they're gonna lean really hard into it. Lean real hard into the magical racism.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know.
Here's the thing. If you do that, here's the thing. It's the only thing you can do if you bring it in like that's all you can do.
Yeah.
What
Just
are, they
lean
gonna
into
call,
it harder.
what are they gonna do if they call him Black Muggleborn Mudblood?
Bruh.
Ah,
Oh shit, you're right.
you can't call Hermione Mudblood anymore. You can't use that
Oh
word.
no, yeah, you can't call you can't say, you can't hit her with the hard D.
With hard D.
Yeah, like listen, there's just all kinds of things that you can't. Again, there's a lot of people that I talk to, and it's like, why did you do that?
God damn it, it's fine.
What did that toaster fucker post? Step away from women. Oh no.
Don't ask.
Oh my god. Fucking hell. That's so good in fun.
Ah,
So wait, then what would the gangs be? The Mudbloods and the Crimps?
No, it's all the houses.
What do they?
No,
what
no,
happened?
no,
Okay,
no.
but if you're doing that, what happens to the house elf? Oh fuck! Would they call him a house elf?
Ooh. Ooh, no, J.K. Rowling
he
kind
ain't
of
no
did,
elf, he's a yard elf.
J.K. Rowling kind of did, ooh, they speak AVE. Ooh, I just realized that.
But listen, there's a
speak
lot
what?
that's wrong with all of it.
Hmm. I'm gonna be honest. Romeo and Juliet, modern day version, was actually fucking hilarious.
Oh shit! That was really funny.
I would genuinely like to see Hood Potter.
See what?
Hood Potter.
Harry Potter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the four gangs.
Who would Leo DiCaprio play?
It's the four gangs of the Hood, and they all go to Hood school for wizardry. You know, spelled with two Z's.
I think we need to stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we need to put a pause on this one.
We're cutting the bit. We're cutting the bit.
You know, you got
We're
Huff
cutting
and
the
Puff.
bit.
No, the bit. Stop it, Sneaky.
We're cutting the bit.
But we haven't
You're
even
done.
gotten to
Sign? I can't
No.
kick him. I can kick you. And I
Romeo
got
and
news for you.
Julio.
The guy who runs this server, he likes when people use their power for corrupt reasons.
True.
He encourages it.
No. Romeo and Juliet, the modern version. Did you never see this?
It's the one where I've seen it. I actually had to watch it in school, so.
Yeah, I had to watch
they-
it at school
With two
too.
gangs.
Listen, it was actually very funny because
It was.
the manufacturer of all the guns was the sword company.
Yeah. And then on top of that, like he was like showing off his pistol like it was a sword, and like they had an actual gunfight. It was
I forgot it had
actually-
Leonardo DiCaprio in it. Fuck. I knew.
Yeah,
Oh, it had a
Romeo.
lot more than DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Now I'm fucking gonna play
Young
fucking
Leonardo
Revol-
DiCaprio. That's
Revolver
crazy.
off-
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Young Leonardo. God damn.
And he still isn't winning Oscars, except for the one.
I saw like a play enactment of this. I saw the movie they showed us in school about this. When did this come out?
Wasn't it like 96?
Something like that. Yeah, 1996. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is hang on. Hang on. I'm time stamping it just a second before it goes to the just a couple seconds before it goes to the side shot. Cuz here's the thing. They know what they're doing. They stored 9mm Series S.
Yeah. Sword 9mm series.
Put up your sword. Had more. I forgot how much fucking great comedy they put in. This is actually an incredibly well made fucking.
Capulet Prince of Cats. The fucking intros are just so. This is where Borderlands got the intros, by the way. Like this sort of like style of comedy.
Like credit to whoever did this.
Benevolio Montague. The fucking dumb. Fucking now that you said that, they're half expecting another thing to pop up that has like no bearing
Whoa!
at all.
God, that fucking scene was so good. No, 100%. I honestly, genuinely, I would love to see an actual, even Wizard of Oz, which is, by the way, where I got the 2Z Wizard from. Which was Hood Oz. Even that was pretty good.
Okay, I gotta know who directed this.
Oh, which one? Wizard of Oz or Romeo plus Juliet?
Romeo plus the Romeo Juliet one.
Um,
The fucking scope.
who did direct this? Baz Luhrmann.
Oh.
What else is he known for? Nothing. Great Gatsby. That's what he's known for.
And a something called Great Gatsby, Elvis, Moulin Rouge, and Australia.
Yeah, no one's ever heard of any of those besides Great Gatsby.
No.
This man made one fantastic piece of media, and this man peaked in 1996, and that's a sad feeling.
True.
Oof.
He only made one movie before this, too. Strictly Ballroom. The movie that has the whole world dancing. A maverick dancer risks his career by performing unusual dance routines with a new partner. Really, that's it? That's the whole plot?
Oh, that's needed.
Again, I'm telling you, this man peaked in 96.
Goddamn. But yeah, anyway. Tried replaying Borderlands 2 with some friends a couple months back. It's pretty cringe. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff in there that's still funny.
Look,
But
I went back and played it back right before Borderlands 3 released because I was getting hyped with a friend of mine about Borderlands 3 releasing. And
that was stupid.
to be honest, we kind of ignored all of the dialogue.
Yeah. The
You
only
don't
real
have
good
to
stuff
to
is
play
the
through
random.
3.
The only real good thing is the random handsome Jack calls in 2 nowadays.
Yeah,
All I'm gonna say about it
was
is
great.
this:
he was okay.
the jokes that are still even mildly funny are entirely carried by the voice acting.
Oh, 100%, 1000%,
True.
absolutely. Just no,
Like-
hands down, no
Like,
question,
look,
yeah.
the whole diamond pony shtick is
That was fucking dumb.
it's dumb.
Oh, see, this
but
is
because
actually
the voice
a great
actor
example.
does it the way he does,
Right.
it's still funny. It's still kind of funny today. I'm not gonna stand there and be
Right,
like,
no, but that's what I'm saying though. That's what is actually that's what I was trying to say earlier with the whole joke is funny, but they don't know why thing. Is Borderlands 2, the Diamond Pony stuff is unfunny. It is. It's like barely scraping the edge of funny.
Yeah.
But because of how the voice actor is delivering it so dismissively, that's what makes it funny and engaging. And then normies misunderstand the voice actor's ability for the joke being funny.
Sure.
yeah.
Well, to be fair, producers also mistake that ability because they'll
Is the
try to
main
redo the
gameplay
joke.
loop good? Yeah, main
Very true.
gameplay loop of Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2 is pretty fucking good. I'm going to, you know
Like,
what?
Solid.
I mean, 3
If
is
you-
also decent.
I'm going to say an unpopular opinion, apparently. 3's gameplay loop. If you just mute dialogue, just turn voices to 0.
Yes.
Go into audio, turn voices to 0, skip every cutscene. The gameplay, the core gameplay of Borderlands 3, as
It's
long
fun
as you're
looking.
not playing the Russian girl, is fun.
What's wrong with the Russian girl?
Her builds
No,
are
seriously,
dog
what's
shit.
wrong with Mose? You're playing Mose wrong.
Fuck you. I don't want to play Moe's with my little Chihuahua mech. I want to be in the mech.
Well,
So
then that's fair.
I don't play games to just do the runny gunny bullshit. I play games for stories. So
Oh, no. Don't
turning
get me
off
wrong.
the
No.
dialogue and
So,
skipping everything does not work for
I
me.
want to be clear. Borderlands 1 and 2 had fun, engaging stories.
Yes.
I'm gonna put that on a no for Borderlands 1, at least without the DLC, gamer.
You fuck
No.
One's
Even now,
fine.
The
going
Borderlands
back
1
and
story is
playing one
super
now.
bare bones.
Yeah, and it's still good. It still makes you play.
Engaging.
It's mildly serviceable, is what I'm gonna
It's
say.
not engaging. Don't fucking say 1 was engaging.
It was engaging.
No,
It was not.
No, it was not. Even when
It
that
was
game
not.
came out. Hang on a minute.
Do not say
When did this come out? When did this game come out? I have to make sure I have my date
It's
correct.
like
You're about to age
2006.
yourself.
Yeah,
You're about to age yourself.
like I thought.
2006, right?
Nobody
No,
played
oh,
Borderlands 1 for the
what?
fucking story. You tell me that people played Borderlands 1 for the story. I have a
2006 or
fucking
2008?
2009.
2009. Damn.
October 20th,
I played
2009.
Borderlands 1 for the story. So
You're
No,
retarded.
I don't know what to tell you. Even back in 2009, I knew that story was dog shit.
It was dog. Y'all wearing
wasn't terrible.
rose-tinted goggles. No, y'all wearing rose-tinted goggles. Fuck off.
No.
It
Look,
was
I'm
not
not.
a good
Look,
story.
no.
I
I'm
was
not.
15.
I'm not calling it good. I'm calling it a
Sneaky,
7
I'm
out
not
of 10.
arguing with
No.
you. I'm arguing with the idiot who's saying it was good.
Look, on a personal level, I wouldn't even give it a 7 out of 10. I would give it 5
5.5,
begrudging
6.
6.
It's fucking 5 max. All right.
Like, no, okay, here's the problem. It's fine. I'll give it a 6 until you get to the end of the game, and then it plummets to a 4.
Which part? Are
The
you
part
talking
where
about
you
the whole
open the
vault?
vault and there's a weird fucking
Yeah,
tentacle.
no, I will agree. Okay, so I will
Uh.
agree. So if you cut out how disappointing the ending was, and everyone agreed the ending was absolute fucking dog shit, and everyone ragged on the company
Yeah.
so hard they retconned the ending to not be the ending.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they released the DLC after everyone ragged on them for the ending. That retconned the ending to be like, oh, it's a fake out, guys. Not really. Play this DLC. That's the real ending.
Which
Oh,
DLC was that?
You're
fucking-
talking about Claptrap.
Yes.
Yeah, because they were like, oh yeah, Claptrap Ninja Assassin is gonna kill you all, and then they cut to the Claptrap DLC, and
Yep.
then
Yeah.
no one
Yes.
fucking
Oh,
The worst DLC.
the actual worst DLC. Fuck.
And
I'm
then they
not
said,
saying
okay,
it
forget
was an
about that.
improvement. I'm just saying
No, I
they
know. I was saying-
retconned it.
And then they said, oops, here, have Moxie's tits. And
No,
go rob
wait,
a bank.
No, time out. What?
Moxie's Revenge.
I do remember Moxie's tits.
Oh, wait hold on a minute. I'm fucking.
Remember? They specifically gave Moxie a whole ass DLC to show off her tits.
Yes. Mad Moxie's. Whatever.
No, that's the fucking
I forget.
They gave Moxie an entire DLC because they're like, shit,
No,
we gotta
hold
get
on.
these
Time
fucking
out.
gooners back in.
Time out. There was the Zombie Island of Dr. Ned. Mad Moxie's Underdome
Yes,
was
that
next.
was great.
General Knox was next, which some people said was at least serviceable in its writing.
No, General Knox. Okay, the
General
story
Knox
of
wasn't
General
bad.
Knox is meh, whatever. But what General Knox's fort added to the loop was
Yes.
excellent.
And then there was Claptrap's Robot Revolution at the very end of the life cycle.
Yeah, I don't remember the Claptrap thing.
No, I was gonna say, what the fuck are you talking about with Mad Moxie's Revenge? What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying.
That may be
The-
Borderlands
you-
2.
That,
The whole point of Moxie's Revenge was shit.
There is no Moxie's Revenge.
The
What are you
Underdome,
talking about?
not Moxie's Revenge. My point is they had an entire DLC focused on Moxie.
Yes.
with the Underdome and the like.
Okay,
You
she's not even
spend that
barely-
entire
she's
game.
barely
You
in-
spend that entire gameplay loop. Do a thing. Go back to Moxie's bar. Stare at Moxie's tits until she
It's
gives you a new
Moxie's
mission.
tits.
It was wait. Okay, that was the Underdome. That wasn't missions. That was the fucking Underdome.
Yes,
Are you
that's why I
are you
said
talking about General Knox? You're
no.
talking about General No, because you go. She has a bar in General Knox. She's fucking.
Look, man, it's been a long fucking time since I played that. The point is, they used They were just like, here, stare at Moxie's tits for an
Yes,
entire
Moxie
DLC.
was. Yeah, Moxie was in the DLC. Yes.
She was in multiple DLC, and every time she was there, it was look, cell shaded titties.
Tits.
Yes, that was yes. That was indeed the point of Moxie in the DLCs. Look at these tits, and then they
Which is a
released the-
shame because she genuine like Borderlands has. I'm trying to think how to say this. There are people who wrote for Borderlands who should not have been crippled with the anchor that is Borderlands, including whoever wrote all of Moxie's fucking lore.
True.
Like, whoever wrote all of Moxie's lore did not deserve the anchor of Borderlands, and frankly, neither did Moxie.
I was gonna say he's actually one of those characters that I really do like, and I'm really fucking disappointed that they barely did anything with her in 3, aside from the handsome jackpot.
I don't even know what they did with her in 3 because, unlike you idiots, I
Well-
didn't waste money on it.
Neither did I.
Yeah, no, 3 was a huge fucking disappointment all the way around.
What are you talking about?
Here's the thing. I didn't need to play 3 to know that it was going to be a disappointment because I played 1. I played 2. I really liked those. I played, what was it, 2.5? Whatever the fuck they called
The
2.5?
pre-sequel.
Pre-sequel? Pre-sequel was okay, but boy howdy did they start to lose the fucking plot.
I mean, I just thought. I mean, that's a bold assumption that you think I got it for fucking $60, gamer.
Yeah, but the
Like, yes, I have it on Steam. No, I didn't fucking pay for it.
Alright, you mugged
It
an old
seemed
lady
like
for
it-
it, and she paid $60.
Oh no, I just
It's
literally just
fucking
got it off a
terrible.
fucking reseller.
Yeah, I know. But even still, you spent money on it.
Spent like $15, but yeah.
Randy got paid because of you.
Well, he got paid in Polish, so I don't know if that counts as being paid.
Yeah, I mean, the zlotka is a currency. Not necessarily a good currency, but it's currency.
Hey, currency.
Whatever. Moving on.
You shouldn't have given him your money. Just like you people shouldn't give Todd your money when he comes out with the next Skyrim.
But mods.
I want to be clear. I don't mean the next Elder Scrolls. I mean the next Skyrim.
But mods. Atin, I have to mod the game with the next edition of mods. The new editions will always have better mods, right?
Don't you know Morrowind
said-
Remastered is totally gonna be fire?
Bro, if they just give me Morrowind with...
I mean, if they literally just give us the game and then put a fucking coat of paint over it, that's what people want. It'd be funny as shit. They should do that.
Okay, but I will request a better... Morrowind is so old, I don't want you to do what you did. It worked for Oblivion. It will not work for Morrowind. Morrowind cannot be a remake. Morrowind or a remaster. Morrowind needs to be a whole ass remake. A faithful remake, but a remake. Like, you gotta that shit, if the code even still exists, you're gonna need to pull that code up hard for modern gameplay. Also, frankly, at this point, just give me an Elder Scrolls game where I'm the Breton Knight. Just give that to me.
You mean the one from Elder Scrolls Online?
Yeah, that
The-
one.
Yes.
I think I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
that
they
is
want
my elder. That is the problem with that cutscene is
That is literally the
cutscene-
Elder Scrolls. That is literally the fucking
is the
Dragonborn that we all played.
fantasy of the that cutscene is the fantasy of the Elder Scrolls that we all want, right? That's the thing. Until we get Full Dive, unfortunately, we're not gonna get any of that shit because that represents what we all really want, right? The reason that things like Full Dive appeal to us is not because we want to all get trapped in a death game, although that would be a very nice bonus. Right? It's the fact that in those games, finally, I get to be the ultra cool badass doing the things that aren't even possible in real life.
So what I'm hearing, Adam, is you want to be a Breton, and you want to worship the lady, apparently.
In Full Dive, my back doesn't hurt, and that's all that matters.
True.
In Full Dive, my lungs work and I can fucking perceive depth. Gets into Full Dive, still can't perceive depth. God.
You know, and as a great man once said, I can see! I can fight!
Fight! But yeah, no, again, like that's right. The ultimate
Immediately dies
appeal
to
of
the
a
next
video
dragon.
game is doing cool shit. The reason that DMC sells like it does is because DMC is here. Go be a fucking cool guy. Now,
Yeah.
if your particular interpretation of cool guy doesn't align with Dante, I mean, one, you're wrong.
Lame.
Two,
Yeah.
there's just no help for you.
Yeah, true. Big. Real.
Still fucked up that episode's literally just King Arthur. So weird.
Oh, speaking of Dante, did you guys hear about the interview that the
we don't need
Dante
to
guy
talk about
had?
the interview about that fucking hack, okay?
The reason why Nose is mad is because the guy who made the Dante cartoon, you know, the one where America invaded Hell and Hell is actually filled with immigrants?
Yes.
Yeah, he made a comment in the interview saying that he was angry that they made DMC5 and released it before his cartoon because he was supposed to be the savior of Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry. How up his ass is his fucking head?
The only good thing to come out of Netflix was one
Significantly.
fucking scene in Castlevania. That was it.
No, okay,
One
hang on.
scene.
Knights of Sidonia was pretty good to look at.
I meant
The
in terms
plot
of,
was
like,
the plot was absolute
The
incomprehensible
only-
drivel.
The only good parts of the fucking Castlevania series were the first 2 seasons, maybe, and then the fight with Dracula.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
more or
was it.
less.
no, you know
Because
what?
they actually managed
you know
to
what?
write Dracula
You know what?
really fucking well.
Sifa is a fantastic character,
Oh no,
and
I'm
I
not
want her
saying
to
that
have a
she's-
game.
No, she is in a game, but yes, I understand what you mean.
I want that Sifa to be in a game. Thank you very much.
That is fair. Unfortunately, you will not have it because she's in one game and that's it. And
Yeah,
it's
I know.
Castlevania 3. And there will
I know.
never be a remaster because apparently the devs hate that. Don't know
Yeah.
why.
Respect
Yep.
that.
Well, yeah.
I respect that.
I still think that they fumbled so hard. I do not know how they fumbled so hard. You had a fucking perfectly written Dracula, and you went, no.
Kill him.
He's gonna.
Well, no, okay, no, hang on. You know what? The
killing was
first two seasons, it was not just a perfect Dracula. Listen, Trevor Belmont was the encapsulation of all Belmonts.
I still hate
Trevor
the cross,
Belmont
though.
was Dante.
That was.
No,
Excuse you.
I'm saying for the first 2 seasons, Trevor Belmont was the encapsulation of everything we've ever wanted from a Belmont. Sifa is fantastic, and Alucard is a fucking dickbag who's still going to help you, which is what all of us always suspected that he was.
Although I do hate the cross retcon. That was stupid. I'm just gonna forget that happened, and we're gonna just pretend it didn't happen in the series, and crosses are still powered by holy magic.
Oh wait,
Also-
do you not want to think about the time that in the Castlevania cartoon where Alucard and Trevor started fucking banging each other?
That I don't think that actually happened.
I don't know if it happened, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
I'm
I thought they took away from the male leads to show off lesbian vampires for a while.
They did. That was season 3.
That was season 3. We don't talk about season 3. Season 3 is where they went off the rails.
It was lesbian vampires who also took a guy and got him really into being vampire domed. I don't fucking know, mate.
Oh yeah, and then Alucard got raped because that was a thing that people wanted. Again, we ignore most of season 3. The season 2 is where it ended.
Like, look, when Trevor was fighting Alucard, my god, that was a fantastic fight scene.
Anyway, so I don't even remember what the original point of all that was. Let's just get back to this garbage. Let's see here. We got let's see, Privet Drive, yada 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 yada. It's just Scrawny Boy here.
What the hell?
What's up?
Just you sound like you were in a tube.
I wasn't
He
too.
isn't-
Yeah.
He's in the tube. He's a genie, don't you know?
Yeah.
Sneaky
it's a
finally
secret I've
gained the
been holding
power
on.
to like regain control of his lungs,
I feel like he'd be a
and
gin.
he's now stuck in a itty bitty living space. He's still terrible
True.
at Dota though.
Very true. Stopped asking about blah blah blah. Anyway, so no one really fucking cares. They're really going extra on the Dursley abuse here. Yeah, honestly, no one gives a shit. I'm sorry, author. It just okay. Look, the words the author is writing are honestly, I would say like maybe 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 in terms of readability scale. The sentences are pretty solid. The scenery description is pretty solid. There's no overt purple prosing going on. Everything's very cleanly laid out and concise when it needs to be. And unfortunately, however, I just don't give a shit. A, because I see this. Harry Potter times Hermione times Fleur times more. Massive harem already makes me really not care about the story. If you're gonna say, look, this is how I'll put it. This is my fan fiction breakdown chart. Is there a harem in it? Yes. Is it funny? No. Drop the story. If you put a harem in your fan fiction and you aren't making me chuckle almost every other line, then I don't have time for you.
Unlike Sign, he don't chuckle.
Well, I mean, I skip all of Science Porn.
You rather flex your knuckles?
I'll flex these knuckles up your fucking sphincter and grip your prostate like a goddamn iron claw.
I was half expecting you to just fucking kick me from the chat for that, honestly.
I'm not that pissed. But I mean, I'll take a chance to dump on Sign. No, I skip Sign stuff. I skip every single porn scene, every single slightly romantic scene of Signs. I skip all of it. I don't care about it. I'm not interested in it. The rest of his stories, I read them. I'm interested in them. I just don't care about the porn bits. And when the porn bits take up a majority of the story, I stop reading the story. It's just how it is. It's like, hey, look, some people get their jollies off to the written word. Good for them if they do, but it's not me. I don't care. I'm here to be entertained. Entertain me, entertainer.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Like, here's my breakdown. Right. That's why I separate. That's the reason why I say harem stories have to be funny. Is if you're trying to take a harem seriously, your story is going to be long and boring. Because actual harems don't fucking work unless you're a prince of Saudi Arabia and have so much disposable income that you can basically get a lineup of girls who you treat more like loving prostitutes than actual wives.
So
That's how a harem works.
I will say, I've known a couple people who have in fact made multiple partners work. They never went above 4.
Fair, fair, fair. But, I
Um,
mean, the other thing is, I'm assuming these multiple partners also interacted with each other in a giant cross grid.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a closed community of sex. Yeah. So, that's the other problem, right? Is you can have partners entertained by other partners, and that alleviates the burden on your need to entertain them personally all the time. But all of these stories obviously aren't going to have that unless it's for the purpose of entertaining you, the reader, with Yuri.
Yeah.
And so the entire purpose of any harem in a fanfic usually boils down to they're all only really interested in main character. Main character is you, air quotes.
Yeah. They're interested in the main character, and every once in a while they will, for the main character's pleasure each other.
Yeah. So again, it's, and then because and the other thing is there's a difference between real life. Just because it happens in real life doesn't mean you can get away with writing it. And I don't mean get away with writing it as in a acceptability. I mean getting away with writing it as in a interest for the readers sort of scenario. Like the actual dynamics of a relationship of that type would consume the narrative space of a story.
Yeah.
And that's great if you're writing a romance story, because that's kind of the point. But if you're trying to write an action-adventure story where you, Mr. Badass, go out and change canon and save the day, you can't have 70% of your story being taken up by, oh, character A who loves me is talking with character B who loves me, but they're talking to each other about things not related to me or the plot or anything else because they're interested in each other as well. And so we're just going to have this non sequitur one shot interlude where these characters talk about nothing to do with the story.
Yeah.
And it's like that doesn't really, I mean, it works to introduce them. It works to tell background facts in the world, but it's like I said, it's a kind of like a one-shot sort of scenario. Having like every couple of chapters you go back to the interlude is just gonna make people go, "Oh, it's the interlude time. Nothing's gonna happen here. Skip."
Yeah.
Just it's the same way when I see like if I ever see like lemons here, sex here, a point of view change, italics, whatever. It's like, oh, this is the sex scene. Skip until I see the next point of view change.
Yeah.
Because nothing ever happens there. There's no point for me reading it. It's not relevant to the story. I can skip over the whole scene, and absolutely nothing will have changed between the previous scene and the scene after the sex.
The people might be sweaty. That's the change.
Yeah, well, I mean, not even that. Usually it's just skipping right to they went in the shower, had more sex, and now we're talking about the plot again.
Look, I'm gonna just go ahead and say something, and this is also gonna be a note for Sign. No matter how sexy you think shower sex is, it's always a fucking disaster. It's cramped, it's awkward, you'll come out not feeling any cleaner than you went in, and it's not going to be very satisfying. And you're probably going to spend most of your time going, fuck, I think I'm about to fall and herniate my back at 20.
Yeah, yeah. So it's going back to source material. I never got why harems became popular in 2000s and 2010s anime.
Harems
Plus, the
became
point was,
popular
I want what I
because
couldn't
they are
have.
another extension of wish fulfillment. That like it's that simple, right? What guy doesn't want to be seen as both attractive and virile enough to have multiple women?
I want to load juicy stuff into the interludes from my original story, and you're telling me people will probably read past them or skip them. Yes. Yep. People will 100% skip interludes. So here's the thing, right? If you are writing an action story and you're following John Action, and then the next chapter suddenly is now following Missy Jane and her adventures on picking up a newspaper, and it's actually really important to the story for Missy Jane's adventure to picking up a newspaper that's totally normal slice of life stuff, because it actually gives you a lot of in-world details and like information on how the world works, how the economy works, public relations, reactions to what John Action's doing, the whole gauntlet of really useful, cool world building details. The problem is that a majority of readers came to the story for John Action, and when John Action isn't on screen, neither are they.
Okay, so I do actually want to interject here. You can make an interlude work
Now,
with
I'm not.
random characters. Okay, good.
Yeah, I want to be clear here. My personal opinion on this is fuck the readers who are there for John Action. Put the interlude in.
What I was gonna say, yeah, what I was gonna say was, so here's the thing: you can absolutely 100% make it work. Believe it or not, I'm going to highly recommend for this, go read excerpts from The Wheel of Time, because the original author, and then later the original author Robert Jordan, and then later Brandon Sanderson, when he was continuing the stuff, they would use interludes as a way to calm down from a bit of action or a particularly important revelation. And what they would do is, right, they would have they'd either use it as an opportunity to do a POV change, or they would take what you were there for, right, and they would give you, as Sneaky said, Mary Jane or random guy, and they would use it to fill a little bit of the information bucket from the lore, but also to show you what's going on around with some of the other stuff that's happening, right? And I can't
So
think of any of the
everything I said.
Yes, pretty much everything you said, right? And I can't think of any particular interlude off the top of my head. But
right, no, but my point is that no matter how important the interlude is, there is a significant, not majority, I will say at minimum / maybe even maximum, depending on the kind of target market you're hitting. Obviously, the kids are less likely to read an interlude than the adults are.
Yes. But what I was going to say was, one important thing about those interludes: they were short, right? That was the one thing.
True. Yeah. You can't make them a full chapter.
Thing.
Yeah.
They were page, 2 pages. I think 3 pages was the longest one of the interludes ever was.
Yeah, right? I was gonna say that's what made it work. Yeah. So like, there's like in my example, Missy Jane going to get the newspaper. You can't make that a full chapter. It can't be this long, drawn out scene unless the scene that's being drawn out is explicitly painting something that's important to the narrative of the world. It can't be a long, drawn out scene. Like, Missy getting the newspaper has to be either done quickly so you can get the information you want to the readers before they start getting bored and want to move on, or it has to be painting an explicit picture to the readers so that makes it clear that the point of the interlude isn't Missy Jane. She's not important. The point is what's happening around Missy Jane. That is important. And that's how you'll keep them. So, and the secondary important part when it comes to interludes is, again, it's first impressions. if you are writing a couple chapters, you do your first interlude, and your first interlude is kind of like boring, kind of like meh, kind of like didn't really give all that interesting details because you didn't have any interesting details to give yet, but you kind of wanted to start the pace of the interludes to the reader, they're gonna be more likely to skip the next ones because they're like, oh, that first one was lame. I'm gonna skip this one. So
Yeah. The other thing you can do is, one way that you can increase the likelihood, because I did forget that I forgot about this, and I was flipping through some of the books, flipping through some of the Wheel Time books, looking for examples. One of the things that they did was that when they were doing interludes and they needed to either drop important bits of lore that the characters couldn't know yet, or just give you a general idea of what was happening, make your interlude the villain. Quite literally, make your interlude the villain, right? One of the things they would do is they would give those interludes to, in this case, it's a group called the Forsaken, a group of wizards who betrayed all the other wizards and decided to go work for Satan.
Right.
I'm sorry, Shaitan.
Shaitan!
Yeah, no, really being subtle there, boys. But yeah, no, right? Right, they would do that, right? Or cut to, and by the way, this really is in the book, and I'm not making this up. Totally not King Arthur's Asian descendants, because King Arthur unified the kingdom, fucked off to go conquer Asia, met a bunch of Asian bitches, and decided to just stay there and keep his kingdom.
Average British moment.
What the fuck?
They're called the Seanchan. Seanchan. And their solution to wizards was enslave the wizards with magic collars. And thus the apparatus of the state kept control of the wizards. And I am not making up or exaggerating any of this.
Sure. No, yeah. So, but as I'm saying, you gotta keep them short. You gotta keep them sweet. You gotta make the first one punchy enough to make them stick around for future interludes.
Yep.
You know, there's a lot of things that go into it. But yeah, as I was saying, the heart of the thing I brought up initially, Harry Potter, not even Harry Potter, harem stories being taken seriously. Very rarely does a harem story being taken seriously ever really work. I mean, you got plenty of stories out there. Revenge Best Served Cold is a serious take on a harem story. It's also, what is it now, 300k words, and they're not even out of the first year?
I don't know.
Well, I say first year, but it's like year 5.
Yeah, we know what you mean, though.
It's the first, yeah. So it really bloats your word count. It massively bloats your word count, which is great for fan fiction you're selling. Not great for original fiction you're trying to tell a story with. I mean, like I said, so if you're trying to do a serious story, generally harems are a poor decision. Infanticus, our resident toaster fucker in chief. Note the toaster is spelled Toe because he is also a footman.
Oh wow, really?
Yes.
Is that...
You know, there's a Gundam Versus player I can introduce him to. Hamon's Sweaty Feet.
So make sure to send all your sweaty human feet to Infanticus in DMs. Yeah.
I would say the worst part about that, whether I don't know if it was a guy or a girl or whatever, they were a damn good player. They could beat everybody's ass. So everybody would be in the lobby like, "Oh shit, Hamon's Sweaty Feet are here."
Of course. We all know that fighting game players get
See, you know, I'm going to be honest, I really missed the era of, I'm going to change my screen name to something funny so that when I kill you, it's like, oh, you got killed by...
You can still do that.
Yeah,
You
but
get
it's
reported
not
for it,
the
it's
same
bad,
anymore.
though.
It's a culture. The internet culture of that era is what made it funny, not the actual name. Like it wasn't funny
Yeah.
that you changed your name to H2O. It was
Yeah.
the culture at the time that made it funny, where everyone was in a competition to come up with the funniest name to get killed by or to kill.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You got killed by
Like, oh,
yourself was the
yeah,
first one I
you changed
remember.
your name to a disabled grandma with leukemia. And, it's like, then you, like, barely move or you shoot really slowly. So when people kill you,
How
it says you killed a disabled grandma with leukemia.
Yeah.
how the fuck did I get sneak attacked by the backdoor Avenger?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so like, that was the culture back then, and where everyone was kind of semi-competing to, like, when you saw a funnier name, you're like, oh, shit, I gotta use that next time.
Yup.
Mhm.
And that was the thing, right? That was the best part of it, was finding someone more clever than you, going into the next lobby and being like, they all think I'm a comedic god.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
But
Broad.
if your skills were dog shit, your name was bad though. You had to live up to the name with your skills.
Oh,
No,
absolutely. And
no, that was why you had to get bad names, so then you looked like a genius.
yeah, well, that was about to say that. Then it became the other side of people who had really good names for killing you, and then the people who had really good names for getting killed. So it was okay. It's okay that they're dying like 30 times because they have a really funny name that when you kill them looks funny.
True.
Right? A paraplegic without his glasses.
Yeah, a coughing
You killed
baby.
Yeah.
You exploded a coughing baby.
You exploded the guy who talks on speakerphone.
But yeah, so like I say, you have to have comedy with harems. I'm not saying it has to be a constant laugh fest. I am saying it does need to be a significant amount of comedy because it's just, I'm sorry, harems, you just can't spend time on them. You basically have to have certain characters getting the screen space. Obviously, your main character, maybe his main side bitch for the mission that's currently ongoing. But yeah, like, when you have a harem of 4 people, that's your entire cast. Like, that's everyone you can have in the squad.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have anyone else basically show up because now you got 5 people talking on screen, and
I would
that's
say
a
the
fucking
only way
hell and
you're
a
going to be able
half.
to get away with adding more characters is if those characters are sent to opposite ends of the fucking earth.
I mean, like, basically, Nascent does actually, I'm very stingy when I give praise to Nascent, but I will give it here. Nascent does a pretty good job of it, where he's like, he gets in, he gets the main bitch of this arc, he interacts with them a whole bunch, they join his harem, they go, okay, well, I'm gonna go join the harem off screen now, I'll occasionally pop up, we'll occasionally have a chapter or 2 of interactions, but my character arc is done. I'm just here to tell you I love you whenever I show up on screen from now on.
You solved my daddy issues by giving me worse daddy issues.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just when you get to this really wordy storytelling, and you're already telling me this is somehow going to be a Hermione Fleur Daphne story. I just, yeah, I'm fucking snoozing. I'm fucking snoozing because the plot's gonna go nowhere fast, and it's gonna go nowhere fast even slower now that we have to include like 19 fucking characters on screen all the time. It just is what it is, right? It is what it is. Let's see if we got any other bangers that we can fill out our bingo card with for the night. Lavender Brown, Severus Snape, and the Fangs of Fate. Oh, yeah, right. So Phoenix asked earlier, what I don't get is why dudes would have an amazing partner and still want more. or why harems became even popular in the first place. It's really easy. In 2000s and 2010, the older millennials were girlfriendless, and the older Gen X's were either divorced or never married in the first place. And so you had a large portion of men, and then again, you had the younger millennials who couldn't get a girlfriend in the first place because they liked nerdy shit. And so now you have 3 generations, or like 1.5 generations, basically, of people who couldn't get girlfriends. And what they really want is it's not that they want multiple girlfriends. It's not that they want multiple women they're sexually active with. What they want in all of these power stories where they have these massive harems is they want a large amount of female attention that is positively reaffirming their choices to fight evil, gain resources, and defend the innocent, and whatever else makes them look cool, because they want that female
or be a
attention in their
massive
life that
asshole
tells
and take
them
over the world or whatever.
right. But I mean, that's a different sort of power story.
No, I know.
I'm
I'm just
talking
saying,
about I'm talking about the
power
generic
fantasies, yeah.
male fantasy harem
okay,
slop
yeah.
story that's like, oh, I'm a nerd, but then I get some sort of power up. Whether that's an actual power up, whether that's going into the
System,
past,
whatever.
whether that's however it goes. But they get some sort of power up. They use the power up. All the women love them for arbitrary reasons. To even some genuine actual ones, like, oh, well, you slaved me from sex slavery.
Let me come be your. Well, oh wait.
Yeah, exactly. And all of it really just boils down to, in the end, all that's ever really shown on screen is the female being there saying, "You did good thing. I love you for doing good thing. You are good person. You are great. All your effort is being rewarded." It's not
even
like
female. It's not even female attention. They just want positive attention and positive reinforcement.
Yeah, but again,
wouldn't quality have been better for quantity for this sort of validation? No. You see, here's the problem, is that is only true for people that have actually experienced validation previously, and a large majority of the people involved in this kind of just want to bury themselves in a shallow excuse for validation so that their immersion is never broken.
Yeah, listen, the reason that, this has to do with the reason that your self-insert MC in both bad RPGs and shitty harem novels is the most bland milquetoast motherfucker to ever exist is because he needs to be generically cool, generically interesting and handsome, and he will occasionally make a witty comment or two. Not too handsome. He will occasionally make a witty comment or two so that these people can self-insert in him and be like, yeah, I could totally make a witty comment like that. I'm so great.
Not to mention,
he's so great.
They're also such a mediocre character because it's also a replacement bait. Not replacement in the I am him, but in the I am better than him, and this is how I would totally do it better than him.
Yeah.
And by thinking about things in that way, it anchors the brain on the subject, so you keep going back to it because you've already thought about how you're better, so therefore you can do more. It's a total psychological thing. Like I said, it's super easy to explain. It's just uncomfortable truth for a lot of people.
And here's the thing. The thing that people, there is, objectively speaking, nothing wrong with enjoying a junk food story.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with it. In fact, it's totally normal. What you need to be careful of is when escapism goes from entertainment to nothing but escapism. When you are using it as a way to avoid confronting problems or issues that you might have.
Is that LeMay throwing shade at Witchcraft Works as a junk food anime?
Yes.
Which is true.
That looks like it.
Yeah, I've never read it, so I can't make a comment on that. Like,
Hey, crossbows!
Yeah, next one is AO3 cross post. It's just we got pulled away.
oh,
I've
it's
got
not
that.
a.
Wait,
So,
not an unlabeled
Lavender
crossover.
Brown, Severus Snape, and the Fangs of Fate by Year of Snape. Oh, I wonder if they write about Snape a lot.
Euro
Lavender
Snape,
Brown sees someone in trouble. Her first instinct is to help. So in 5th year, she has a vision of Snape being bitten by a snake. Instantly starts planning to save him, but the future has teeth she can't predict, and security is hard to find. What does it mean to have faith, kindness when there's so little to go around? Platonic, loving relationship, cross-posted to AO3. So,
Oh man, this really is fan fiction. It's got a platonic.
Congratulations, author. We know that you're writing about your
True.
daddy issues. Move
yeah,
on.
let's go see what kind of daddy issues they got going on here. We want archive of our own. And then we're going to search this name in archive of our own. Only 17 stories. Oh man, these are some. God damn, these are.
Still
God
more-
damn,
Wait,
this is some fucking shit. Holy fuck.
do I want to know?
No.
No.
No, you really don't. No, you really don't. Some of these stories are. I don't even know if I can display their tags.
I don't think you
on
can show some
stream.
of those.
Yeah, it looks
Send
like
me-
this story is no longer being cross-posted to AO3.
Year of the Snape. No, I found it. Works 1, Lavender Brown, 7 of Snape and the Fangs of Fate.
All right, what are the tags?
Severus Snape lives, Lavender Brown lives, canon compliant for the 7 original books, including the epilogue, canon typical vengeance.
How is it canon
POV
compliant if
Lavender
Snake is
Brown,
dead?
Mentor Severus Snape,
Fuck you.
Sphere Lavender Brown, Werewolf Lavender Brown, Slow
Oh, of
build,
course.
Alric
Oh, so
Trenches,
Lavender Brown's a self-insert. Carry on.
This is
Mental
canon
bonus-
compliant, except for all of the things I'm about to change.
This
No
is canon
character
compliant, except
bash-
when it
no-
ain't.
No character bashing. Lavender and Pavati friendship. Lavender and Seamus Finnegan friendship. Friendship. Salt and light. Yes, it is possible for these characters to survive in a canon compliant way, and I'm going to prove it. Tag. Happy ending. Minor Lavender Brown Ron Weasley, not romance focused.
What?
Boy, there's a lot of tags, a lot of words.
Yeah, that's a lot of words. So anyway,
That's
point
a lot of
being
words.
is this is cringe. We're moving on.
Too bad. I'm not
The Unchosen Champion. I don't know. That makes me look so. I don't know.
What is with-
Abaddon?
What is with the all caps? That's the second story you found with that as the title.
I don't know, man. I think Zoomers are just illiterate. He's faced trolls, basilisks, soul-sucking dementors, but somehow sitting under McGonagall's piercing gaze felt as daunting. He opened his mouth, closed it again, struggling to find words that wouldn't sound utterly ridiculous. Harry Harem, of course it is.
Yeah.
And the 7th year student is Matt Satini, American wizard in a coma, wakes up in the summer of 1997. His memory is damaged and Ilvermorny has been destroyed. Matt has no idea why he's in Britain. Hermione Granger is intent on returning for her 7th year, and they're drawn together in this frightening new mystery. Where, so OC comes in, cucks Harry and Ron, and becomes Hermione's new love interest. This is OC times canon. Go ahead and mark that off, ladies and gentlemen.
It's
Yep.
kind of annoying because I could definitely see where a story of an American.
Believe we
wizard
already had it,
suddenly
but
waking
yeah.
up.
Definitely got it
No,
now.
Sneaky never admitted that we.
Oh,
got it.
that's true. He
Even
didn't.
never
But
got-
yeah. But yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. Listen, all I need is an unlabeled crossover.
Wait, do we get ORC out of the Lavender Brown Severus Snape shit or not? Out
No.
of character.
It's,
Damn.
it's System
No.
Shock, except it's just Harry Potter. It's fucking weird.
Because they're making their own canon. Like
Yeah.
presumably they're going to make these characters comply with their own fucked up canon anyway.
Yeah. So they're not actually
Necromancer
canon
Boy.
characters.
After Cyrus falls through the veil, an unknown boy appears in the death chamber, but the boy holds a great secret. What the fuck does... Oh, God, no, that's cringe.
Two chapters,
1,000
words. Fuck.
Yeah.
Green and Silver, Scorpius,
Um,
Malfoy, and Albus Severus Potter.
Oh,
probably knows.
quote Avada Kedavra asterisk.
Wait, what? What is this in?
Bro,
Is this in the
bro is confusing the quote symbol for the asterisk.
Oh.
Wow, this grammar is awful.
She killed Sirius. I have to get Harry ran until he caught up with her.
Alright, anyway.
Green and silver. Scorpius Malfoy times Albus Severus Potter. Okay. Twins. No one cares. Another world. Hermione, working as Unspeakable, is given device. An accident causes her to be sent to parallel universe, where she experiences the life of her counterparts and tries to solve the mysteries of the device, all the while questioning her relationships and who she wants. She has sex with multiple people, one per world.
Did you say the mysteries of the divide? Because for a second I thought you said the mysteries of the divide, and I was like, "Whoa, Hermione Granger's in Fallout."
No, mystery of the device.
No, the device. Basically,
I know.
In any other world is the author's attempt at making Hermione fuck a bunch of different men in this story without her being a whore. Because technically speaking, she's only fucking that universe's Hermione's companion.
Pairings will include Theodore Knott, Kingsley Shacklebolt, which is uncomfy age gap.
That's an uncomfy fucking age gap.
Fred and Sirius.
Yep.
So we got uncomfy age gap then. On the bingo.
Yep.
Holy shit. That's in the starting author's note. Fuck me.
Yeah, like I said, this story's point is to give Hermione an excuse to have sex with multiple men without making her a whore.
Mm-hmm.
It's an excuse. Well, you see, I had to fuck them because that was the universe where I was dating Theo.
Does that mean this counts as author's barely fetish as well for a new man every night?
No, that's just female author.
Ah, fair enough.
The island. Estranged from friends, Harry, Ginny, Ron, and Hermione vanish without a trace. Only to land on an island, alive with secrets lurking deep. Can they escape from the island? Drama and romance. Okay. Do we have any author's notes? Patreons? Nothing. Nope. 1981. Amelia rescues Harry.
The different world's author is apparently a mum of 3, all of whom have gotten much older since I started this whole fan fiction thing. She's a woman probably in a midlife crisis that's fucking putting herself into Hermione. Yeah. Fuck.
Goddamn. Well, I mean, technically speaking, that is what Hermione is made for. Because the original author was also a woman in her midlife crisis trying to relive her fantasized childhood. Harry Potter returned from Hogwarts Legacy. What the fuck do you mean returned from Hogwarts? What does that mean?
I wouldn't think on it too hard.
Okay.
I think this is
after spending his 6th year at Hogwarts a century ago. Harry finds himself back in the cupboard under the stairs in 1991, once again receiving his Hogwarts letter. Who is this dark wizard? It's Voldemort. Blah blah blah. Okay, so Harry goes through 5 years of normal Hogwarts, then goes back in time to spend his 6th year in Hogwarts Legacy. And then at the end of Hogwarts Legacy's 6th year, he goes forward in time, but not all the way to the point where he was a kid again, entering his first year in the future.
So he ends up in 1991, somehow goes back in past, spends 5 years at Hogwarts Legacy, not just 1 year.
Okay.
And then he instead of going to his 6 years, he ends up back in 1991 to go through Hogwarts again.
Damn, that's lame.
Ooh.
Arbitrarily good luck,
And
maybe?
he's-
Oh, no.
and his
Everything
other-
happened off screen. Excellent.
And his other story is Harry Potter returning from Azeroth after defeating the Burning Legion. Prophet Harry found himself back in his 11-year-old body.
Is that an unlabeled
Jesus
crossover?
Christ.
Yeah, yes, it's not in crossover, it's just Harry Potter.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yep,
Is that
alright.
not-
we're
We
free.
have a bingo! We finally have a bingo!
No!
Deal sneaky into the depths.
I throw him into the depths of the
Ah!
I send you back to the
Where-
black
where's
Right
the
years.
down the
soundboard?
fucking
Where's the
center,
sound-
too, boys.
Ah, yeah, here we go, here we go.
Yes,
Also,
the
we-
average Left
we-
4 Dead campaign when Sneaky decided to
We
throw a
also had,
Molotov.
by the way, we also had
I don't care
We
about
all-
those.
Alright,
that's
that's the
also-
end of it.
That's
Oh,
also.
trouble.
Wait, did you just end the? Did
Wait.
you end the stream?
Yes. If someone gets bingo, the stream's done. That's it. That was the whole point of the card.
Yeah. You know what's
Kinda
funny?
funny.
We actually have angst and we have arbitrarily good luck if you just need a trigger to get a second bingo.
Hey, who wants to play Left 4 Dead?
I honestly just needed a random author's note to get a bingo myself.
Yeah.
System
That's
unannounced POV change, or actually, author's barely finished, author knows nothing.
That was
and
the
wall of
closest
text.
we ever got to getting multiple people having bingos. That's crazy. All right,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, come back Tuesday because there's always more and it always gets worse.